They play hard. Doesn't matter how many games they lost, they still go out there and play hard, put in the effort. We got to go out there and be able to put in a hard working effort as well.
That, of course, the voice of OG Anunoby as the Raptors get set to face the Pistons, and Toronto hoping to make sure they don't come out on the wrong end of the Pistons streak tonight. Detroit coming in having lost 28 games in a row, but as Scotty just mentioned, they're still a tough team, and at some point this streak is going to end. Hopefully it's not tonight against the Raptors, who look to close out 2023 with a victory and take 2 of 3 on this current road trip. It's the Raptors and Pistons. The tip-off is coming up next on Toronto Raptors basketball, presented by Tangerine Bank, the official bank of the Raptors and their fans, on Sportsnet 590, the fan streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Monte Carlo Inn, your home sweet home.
Monte Carlo Inns would like to thank the many of you for visiting our hotels over the last several months. Monte Carlo Inns is very proud of our Made in Canada brand and are delighted to continue to be your home away from home for quality accommodations and functional meeting facilities in Southern Ontario. To save on your next stay with us or to book your next event space, book directly at MonteCarloInns.com.
Monte Carlo Inn.
Drum roll, please. It's not every day that Lexus introduces a completely new vehicle, a groundbreaking luxury SUV. The 2024 TX, the largest SUV Lexus has ever produced. 3 rows of Lexus style and comfort, 3 power options, turbo, hybrid, and plug-in hybrid, and all-wheel drive naturally. Starting at $68,750 plus HST and licensing, the 2024 TX sounds, well, perfect. Lexus of Oakville. Anyone can sell a car. Very few can deliver a Lexus.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Voudriez-vous apprendre une autre langue?
Would you like to learn another language?
Come l'italiano?
Like Italian.
O español?
Or Spanish. With Babbel, learning a language is
Fácil.
easy. Lessons take just 10 minutes a day and are voiced by real native speakers designed for all levels of learners. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
Experience simply better security with Brevo.
One solution for the whole community. Brevo has multifamily buildings covered, from common areas to unit access and in-unit automation.
All with the convenience of access control from your mobile device.
Discover the Brevo advantage for your multifamily building. Join millions of people worldwide who trust in the original cloud-based security solution. Visit lp.brevo.com/Canada. That's lp.brivo.com/Canada.
With so many amazing features made for winter adventures, the Honda CR-V Touring Hybrid has something for everyone these holidays. Jack Frost delights in heated front seats. Rudolph loves the LED headlights. The Grinch over the moon about its fuel efficiency. And his little dog Max is just happy to have some extra help with the 2-motor hybrid engine. Bring home the 2024 CR-V Touring Hybrid and bring home something magical. Available in stock now. Lease any CR-V Hybrid for 5.99% for 40 months OAC. See HondaOntario.com.
This is the sound of vacationing. And this is the sound of booking a sell-off vacation. Sound similar, don't they? That's because booking a sell-off vacation comes with that extra special feeling. You know the feeling. The overwhelming feeling of pure excitement, knowing that beach time is just around the corner. And that this vacation came with savings. Big, big savings. Traveling for less never felt so good with
selloffvacations.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Good evening, everybody. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting you set for the tip-off between the Raptors and Pistons. We're just a couple of moments away from making things official, and as we just spoke about in our pregame show, as you've probably heard if you're a Raptor fan over the course of the day, the big news of the day was originally just going to be this game, period. The Raptors coming in on the second night of a back-to-back with an early tip-off, 6 p.m. Eastern, trying to avoid being the team that the Pistons end their streak against. Detroit having lost 28 games in a row coming into tonight.
That hasn't gone away.
That hasn't gone away. No, it has not. That has not gone away. But the news of the day has been trumped by the fact that OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Malachi Flynn were traded about 6 hours ago to the New York Knicks in exchange for R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley, a second-round draft pick coming from the Knicks as well via the Detroit Pistons. So the Raptors enter action tonight without 3 players from their rotation, down a starter, and that makes the other original story of today that much more intriguing in terms of what that could mean for Detroit's quest of trying to end the streak against now an undermanned Raptors team.
Yeah, listen, undermanned or not, the Raptors need to play hard the way they did in Boston, the way they did in Washington. And, you know, as I said on the pregame, some guys know they're going to get some more minutes tonight. So it's going to be time to go. So it can work against you either way, being down players. It can knock you out, or it can give you a lift and guys dig in and concentrate and play a little harder, and you come out with a victory on the other end.
Toronto Raptors basketball presented by Tangerine Bank, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors and their fans, right here on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. As we get set for the starting lineups, I heard it in the background. The Raptor starters were introed, but we'll try and get the Detroit starters in a couple of moments, because anytime we have a chance to hear from our guy Mason, we always love to tune into Mace in Detroit. And no Garbobos or Barninis to mess up in Toronto. For the Raptors, it's Schroeder, Trent, Barnes, Siakam, and Pirtle, the starters tonight for the Raptors. And again, we'll make things official with Detroit in a couple of moments. Starting lineups are brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. The Raptors come off a squeaker last night in Boston, nearly pulled it off. The 20-point comeback over the Celtics fell short, and they just couldn't get it done.
Think about it. The best team in the league, they got you down 20 in their barn, and you come back and you actually have the lead 109-105 in clutch time, inside of 5 minutes. And you got to find a way to steal that one. And I give the Raptors credit, because maybe with some growth, those are games they end up winning later on.
All right, let's go to Detroit and get the starting 5 for the Pistons, and we turn it over to our guy, Mason.
Make some noise! Stomp your feet! Once again, time to meet and greet the ballers who represent the Detroit Pistons. The one-time Purdue Boilermaker, going high on the fly. At 6'4", 23, Jaden Ivey. The Pistons pop and score to the floor. He wears the Detroit 44 from Croatia. The 6'7" Bojan Bogdanovic. This one-time Memphis Tiger in the numero 0 at 6'10", working the rim again. The Hammer, Jalen Duren. The forward, one-time Wildcat out of Kentucky at 6'7", the shooting lock, 24, Kevin Knox. This second, to the floor for you, donning the Detroit 2 from Oklahoma State. Make no mistake, it's the 6'6", K. Cunningham, head coach, Monty Williams.
Love it.
Love it. I got to take Herbie out of it, because that's home. You can't vote for your hometown guy. But Mason's my number one. I like the guy in Boston, Eddie Palladino. Yeah. And the other guy who stood the test of time, and I really like too, is the guy in Utah, Dan Roberts.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Those would be my, I would say, probably my top 3. The number 4, well, the fourth guy. The fourth guy in there is Lawrence Tanton from the Lakers. Those are, you can put them in any order you want, but when I get to hear those guys on a starting intro, I mean, if you want to look at something really cool, look at John Mason from Detroit introducing Kobe Bryant for the last time.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely, folks. Go on YouTube. It was outstanding. Outstanding. All right, we're set to go as we've got the starting lineups in the books. Again, starting lineups brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. Raptors take to the floor in their 3rd jersey, the black uniform with the red and white lettering. Raptors across the chest, kind of in a angled chevron. It's got that really faint pinstripe in it. Barnes,
And the
Siakam.
jump man. The jump man.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course the jump man. Got the jump man on the chest. And the Pistons is the traditional white uniform with the royal blue and red. And definitely not a sellout in Detroit. A lot of empty seats. And a good chunk of the seats that are filled are with Raptor fans, as per usual. You're going to hear it, folks. This is going to be like a Raptor home game, as it's been for at least 5 years, if not 10 or more.
Yeah, there's Raptor people wearing the championship parade T-shirt, got them. All kinds of Raptor red, and it'll be interesting to watch and see how it goes.
I got some friends there. Shout out to Rahman and Kabir, who are taking in the game in Detroit. Saw them today, and they said, hey, we're driving right now. I'm like, all right, enjoy. Fingers crossed for you that you don't see a streak end tonight.
Shout out to the Durfee crew.
Yes. Siakam down low as the Raptors win the tip, and he left a short one right into the tin from about 3 feet. Came up empty. So now it's a first touch time for the Pistons. Driving to the tin, and he was left open. I don't know what happened there, Jonesy, but Bogdanovich got it.
Yeah, you got to square him up. Got to get the nose in the chest. They were running beside him. That's no good.
Trent above the far elbow. Drops a pass inside to Siakam out on the perimeter to Scotty Barnes. Misses on the 3-ball, and nobody down low for Toronto. Here comes Detroit with a 2-zip lead. 50 seconds into the ball game. Cunningham on the near side. Drops it down, straight down Main Street. The runner no good for Duren, and the Raptors get the rebound.
Good recovery there by Siakam, or by Pirtle, to challenge the shot. The way they were playing the screen and roll, it looked like Duren had a lane.
Siakam up top on the perimeter, hands off now to Schroeder, straight away covered by Cunningham. Dennis backs off a bit. Pirtle sets a screen. Schroeder goes the other way, now finds Pirtle in the lane, and a little one-hand push shot from about 10 feet goes.
Pirtle's like, it looks like he's playing netball. Like he just kind of catches it and pushes it up.
Tied 2-2, but not for long. Yes, it will stay that way, as the Pistons miss 2 chippies right under the tin. First Duren, then Ivy, and the Raptors are going to get the ball. I don't know how they missed either one of those shots.
That's what happens when you've missed 28 in a row, right? When you've lost 28 in a row.
2-2 as the Raptors come back across center, a little more than 90 seconds into the ball game. Schroeder on the near side, bounce pass to Pirtle. Over on the far sideline to Siakam, and he drops the triple. And you know what? We might see Pascal starting to find something, Jonesy. A couple of 3 balls against Boston last night, an early one tonight. Could be a good sign.
Yeah, had the feet set on that one. Good delivery with the pocket pass.
5-2 Raptors, 2 minutes into the ball game. Cunningham trying to shake free from Schroeder. Cunningham at the free throw line, goes back out on the perimeter. Gary Trent pestering Ivy, who passes off to Knox. Knocked away by Siakam late in the shot clock. Knox with a heave, and he gets it to go on a one-hander from the far elbow.
Good defense by the Raptors. Forced a tough shot.
Toronto still with a lead at 5-4. Trent to Pirtle, back to Gary. Step back, far wing, triple up, no good. Rattled 2 rims, popped out. Duren with the rebound ahead to Cunningham. Running the lane far side, turning a corner past Scotty. Under the tin, goes back out to a cutting Ivy to the tin, lost the handle. And it's going to say Toronto ball. I thought Ivy knocked that away.
I think they're going to keep it with Detroit. I thought Toronto did a nice job picking him up there. He was charging full speed, Ivy.
Pistons get it in to Cunningham. Lobs it up to Duren. He misses on the alley-oop. Nice contest by Pirtle, and the ball bounces into the hands of the Raptors, secured by Pascal. Siakam, cross-court, right to left. Over to Barnes, back to Pascal. A little stop and go into the lane. Left-hand scoop, no good. Rebound to Knox.
Made a great move to get himself free.
Bogdanovich driving, ripped away by Trent, but Gary couldn't stay in bounds with the ball. So it'll stay with the Pistons. 19 on the shot clock. Raptors leading 5-4. 3 minutes, 1 second gone by. Pistons inbound from the baseline. It's Ivy to do the honors. Into Bogdanovich on the near side. Little up fake, went to the tin, blocked by Pirtle, picked up by Barnes. Here come the Raptors. Scotty driving. Tried to finish, couldn't. Knox swatted it away, kept in bounds by Bogdanovich. Behind the back pass to Cunningham. Cunningham down the floor, skips around Trent, scoops it up with left hand and finishes. Detroit leads 6-5.
And Pirtle was running that one down, just a half a step away from getting a chase down block.
8:30 to go here in the opening quarter. Raptors trailing by 1, and we got a foul coming in as Ivy bumped in to Dennis Schroeder. Raptors will inbound from the side with 16 on the shot clock. Schroeder, pull-up jumper, far side. Gets it to go on a 15-footer, and the Raptors jump back on top by
That'll
one.
be welcomed by Schroeder. He's had some issues struggling with his shot the last little while. Good to see a couple go down for him.
Detroit trailing 7-6 as they work it around to Bogdanovic. Got to the free throw line, had the ball knocked away. Loose ball on the floor. Great job by Schroeder to dive down, secure that thing, and get it for Toronto. Now Barnes ahead to Siakam. Down, spinning past Knox. Tons of contact, no call. Pascal falls to the floor, no whistle. Here come the Pistons. Knox sees a gap, goes to the 10. Rolled off the rim on a left-hand finish, no good. Schroeder ahead to Siakam. Dunked it down. He didn't even get back to half, and he thought he was fouled again. Pascal not happy with the whistle early.
Yeah, good look by Schroeder, though. Pascal not getting back and kind of paid off in Toronto getting an easy run out.
Raptors leading now 9-6. Cunningham on the logo. Gives it up to Duren. Back to Cunningham on the near side. He saw a little seam, drove it to the 10, missed that one. And they're going to call a foul on that?
No,
all the contact on the other end?
No, they got Scotty on the push on the rebound.
All right, at least it's on the floor, not on the shot.
Scotty pushed Jalen Duren. Got a little forearm in the back by Scotty.
So the Raptors leading 9-6 with 7:30 to go in the opening quarter. Duren hands off to Cunningham. On a switch picked up by Pirtle, they find Duren underneath, and he dunks it down.
He ducked in. Raptors got caught. Didn't play behind. Went for the steal over top. It was a good pass by Cade away from the defense.
Raptors still leading, though, by one. It's 9-8. Schroeder faked the pass to Pirtle, pulls up for the jumper himself, and gets it to go on the baseline far side.
That's a pet move by Schroeder. He kind of slides that hand from like 3 o'clock down to about 6. Make it look like he's going to one-hand pass off the dribble.
Looks like it's Jalen McDaniels getting set to check in as Cunningham spins away from Schroeder. Great help from Pirtle, but then a putback jam is in for Duren.
They're taking advantage of Schroeder's size close to the basket.
Scotty Barnes through the paint into the near corner. To Trent, sidestep, 3-ball. Great look, and he knocked it down from the east side.
Well, poor closeout by Cade Cunningham. I mean, that was a bad flyby.
Raptors shooting 50% and leading 14-10. Cunningham on the near side above the arc. Now stepping inside the arc. He's got Schroeder on his hip. He's trying to go at Dennis again with that size. Goes up top to Ivy. Ivy trying to shake free from Trent. Got into the lane, but they're going to call Gary on a reach. And we got a timeout on the floor.
Well, Raptors off to a good start. Back-to-back, we'll be monitoring the fatigue factor with Toronto all night.
Especially with an undermanned team as well. They're short tonight. Boucher, Dick, McDaniels, Porter, Temple, and Young, the available Raptors in the second unit tonight. Toronto, at least early, with a lead, 14-10, 6:16 to go in the opening quarter on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, the fan streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Love is in the air. Frank and Marge's daughter is getting married. They want to help with the wedding, but need to organize their finances. With a debt consolidation loan and my telekinesis, I help them consolidate their bills. I promise I won't crash the wedding, but I am free that weekend.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
As a parent in Ontario, I know the importance of investing in education, but I'm concerned. The Ford government talks a big game, but the reality that I see is more cuts. I see fewer resources, supports, and programs in my kids' school. This government needs to make real investments now so that all students can succeed. Because when we invest in students, we invest in the future. Tell the Ford government you agree. Visit knowmore.ca. That's knowmore.ca. A message from the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. First quarter action right here on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. The Raptors leading 14-10, 6:16 to go in the opening frame. Part of me was wondering, Jones, are we going to get like Barrett or Quickly to get on like a private jet or hop in their pickup truck like Jerome Williams and try and make their way to Detroit in time for a tip-off? Unfortunately, not happening. But again, I will assume that we'll see both of those guys in action on New Year's Day when the Raptors host the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, new year, new team for them, and I'm excited to see R.J. Barrett teamed with Scotty Barnes and Pascal Siakam, and then Quickly with his shooting and his shooting ability. That'll address a real need for the Raptors.
Raptors playing underman tonight. Again, obviously, without OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Malachi Flynn as they are on their way to New York. McDaniels is the first off the bench for the Raptors as he checks into the ball game. Scotty Barnes going to get that early rest, so this is similar to when Dennis Schroeder was the starter for the bulk of the season. Barnes would go down and sit, get a breather for a few minutes, right around that 5-minute mark, and then come back with good chunks of the second unit. Pistons take care of business at the free throw line as Ivy makes both, so the Raptor lead is cut to 2 at 14-12. Schroeder in the lane. To Pirtle, out to Siakam, to Trent, sets the feet on the wing far side, left that one a little bit short and rolls off the front of the rim. Pistons with the rebound.
Good look for Gary, really good look, good ball movement.
Knox up top to Cunningham. Now he steps inside the arc, elevates for the jumper and misses from 19 feet. Raptors with the rebound. Siakam across center. Straight away, guarded by Knox, goes over to Schroeder. Schroeder on the perimeter now, a foot inside the arc, now brings it back a little bit. Pirtle sets a screen. Schroeder goes around it at the free throw line. Dennis sets the feet, now passes back out to Trent, driving on the far side. He stops on a dime. Finds Pirtle, little head and shoulder fake, dips in and leans in and gets the layup to go.
Really nice. Duran pushed up on him, and great footwork by Pirtle. A little show and go, and then step by, change speed on the step. Raptors in the zone.
Bogdanovich has it. He can break his own. Over to Cunningham. 3 ball is up for Cade. That one rolls off the rim, no good. Cunningham off to a 1-for-5 start. Schroeder out on the wing far side, goes down low to Siakam. Pascal on the block, double team, kicks out to Schroeder. Fake the pass to McDaniels. Another fake in the lane. Hands off to Pirtle. Bucket is good, but they're wiping out the basket as we had contact coming first. Duran fouled Schroeder on a pass off, so it'll be Raptor ball, sideline out of bounds.
We see the Raptors playing the zone. I'll be interested to see how many possessions they will stay in the zone. Detroit, worse than Toronto in three-point shooting. Toronto 27th in three-point percentage. Detroit 28th.
Livers and Thompson now check into the ball game for the Pistons, as does Burks. Raptors still sticking with the same unit they had on the floor with McDaniels, Pirtle, Schroeder, Trent, and Siakam. Schroeder around a Pirtle screen, gets to the free throw line, had a good look, missed it. Tipped by Pirtle, no good, and the Pistons grab the rebound. Down the floor they come. Detroit's got it right now. It's Thompson. Over to Cunningham on the near side. Driving down toward the baseline, the running floater, no good. Pirtle mistimed his jump. Duran came down with it. They work it back around straight away. The triple is good for Burks.
Also a push in the back by Duran. Burks is a guy that not afraid to step up and shoot it.
Trent to Pirtle, straight away. Hands off on the perimeter now to Schroeder. He was just fouled, no whistle. Gives it back to Pirtle. The running floater, no good. Too strong by Yak. Hit back rim, controlled by the Pistons. Detroit, Jonesy doing a job on the glass right now. A 12-7 advantage.
Yeah, that's something Toronto really needs to be aware of.
16-15, Raptors by 1. Duran gives it to Cunningham. Cunningham back to Duran. Cut off underneath by Pirtle. Left it short off the front of the rim. And a loose ball foul against Duran. We're going the other way, and that's going to be foul number 2 on Duran.
A couple of really good plays there by Pirtle. He helped on the drive, recovered, took it right in the chest as Duran lowered his shoulder, and then had great rebounding position, forced the over the back.
Otto Porter into the ball game now for the Raptors as he gets it to Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder across that big Pistons logo at center. Gives it to Pirtle. Back to Dennis. Great give and go. And he streaks straight to the 10 and lays it in.
Old-time basketball. Great passing. Pirtle, such a good distributor.
James Wiseman has come in now for the Pistons as well. He gave it to Burks, who now finds Livers, elevates for the triple. That one too strong, back rim, high for the rebound. It's Pirtle, who already has 6 on the glass. 6 of the Raptors' 9 rebounds going to Jakob Pirtle. Schroeder over in the far corner to McDaniels, back to Schroeder, over to Pirtle, back to Schroeder. Whips a pass, back to McDaniels on the far side, drives to the baseline, elevates, gets it up off the rim, no good, but he's fouled, and Jalen McDaniels is going to go to the free throw line.
McDaniels did a really nice job last night, and he's kind of come back to that point where he's a guy that Darko's looking to they shake up the rotation, you change the starters, but it also means a trickle down with the bench too. So McDaniels, a guy going to get some looks.
McDaniels gets the first free throw to go. Jonesy, here's my one question about today. Precious Achiuwa wasn't playing a ton of late, but he was certainly part of the rotation early on. You look at the second unit now for the Raptors, and I don't mean just tonight, I'm talking going forward. There's really only one big, and he's not even that big and doesn't really play that center position for what that's worth in today's NBA.
Right.
Chris Boucher, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're looking at Jonte Porter coming up from the 905, because Koloko's still sidelined with that respiratory issue, part of me wonders if there is a secondary move coming at some point just to address the fact that you could not only use, but I think you need at least one other 4-5. You need somebody.
You need a big body. I mean, you're going to get into games with people like Embiid, and you're going out west. You're going to see some big bodies. You got to be ready.
Raptors leading 20-15 after the McDaniels free throws. Raptors playing some solid defense down to the final second. Pistons come up empty on the jumper, but it's deflected off Toronto, out of bounds. So it's going to be a fresh 14 for the Pistons off that Killian Hayes miss. The Raptors still are going to have to dig in and play at least 14 seconds of defense longer with a fresh 14 for the Pistons after the timeout. 2:47 to go in the opening frame. Toronto up 5. It's their largest lead of the game. 20-15. It's Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Take a chance, you'll see. You like slots, we've got lots. Blackjack, roulette, take your shot. It's where you want to be.
BetRivers Online Casino has hundreds of slots, live table games, and more.
Take a chance.
Must be 19 plus. Available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge.
Unhibernate. A verb. To laugh in the face of snow because you drive a Subaru. As in, when I unhibernate, I have the roads all to myself because my Subaru has symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and others don't. Or, the award-winning safety in my Subaru means I can unhibernate all winter while my neighbors stare longingly from their bedroom windows. Or my favorite usage. I'm going to unhibernate this winter by visiting my local Subaru dealer today. Welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. First quarter action, 2:47 to go. The Raptors lead the Pistons 20-15. Detroit shooting 28.6%, 6 of 21. The Raptors at 47%, 8 of 17. Toronto right now a balanced attack with Dennis Schroeder leading the way with 6. Siakam has 5. Pirtle with 4. And Scotty Barnes has yet to score.
Yeah, Scotty a little quiet right now, but that's okay if you can get other people to drive the bus for a little bit. Scotty was terrific last night with a 30, 10, and 5 game. Let's see if he can get it cranked up. That being said, the Raptors still have the lead.
We get set to resume action. The Raptors rolling into this ball game at 12-19. The Pistons at 2-29. And what a year it has been.
They were 2-1.
Monty Williams.
They were 2-1. Yeah.
Imagine that. You look down at your record and say, "Hey, we were above 500 at one point." Again, late in the shot clock, it's winding down. And how do you not know that coming out of the timeout?
Give the
Alec
Raptors.
Burks was on the other side of the floor screaming at James Wiseman, at anybody, to get rid of the ball and get up a shot.
They've got to be more aware, but give the Raptors defense credit for staying patient and not kind of bailing them out by giving them opportunities.
See if the Raptors can take advantage of this turnover as Thad Young's into the ball game. Barnes to Young. And as he drove to the rim, his shot was blocked from behind by Wiseman, so it's going to stay with the Raptors. 4.8 on the shot clock. You've got Porter, Young, Boucher, McDaniels, and Barnes. Definitely haven't seen this five on the floor before, but you got to get pressed into action tonight, given the rotation, given the amount of bodies. Terrible inbound by Barnes, picked off by Detroit.
Well, Burks fouled at the other end. They stopped. They made one hard cut, and the rest of the guys thought the ball was going to somebody, and they all stood there, and that guy was covered. Boucher was, all he had to do was duck in on the baseline. We're watching the monitor. The ball was inbounded baseline left. He was basically on the block on the right side after his initial cut. If he leans in, that gives the passer an angle, and he's got a layup.
But Burks goes to the free throw line as the Pistons broke out on the fast break. He was fouled on a drive to the tin. Foul came in on Otto Porter. Burks knocks down the first one. Off the bench with 4 points in 3 minutes. Cuts the Raptor lead to 20-16. Siakam comes back into the ball game. McDaniels sits down after 4 minutes of action. So it's Barnes, Siakam, Porter, Young, and Boucher for the Pistons. Thompson, Livers, Burks, Hayes, and Wiseman. Second free throw good for Burks. The Raptor lead is cut to 3. Barnes on the logo, over to Siakam. Pascal straight away, drives it down Main Street, went left, came back a little bit right, and his floater too strong as it rims out. Detroit with the rebound. Hayes has it. Cross court, left to right, over to Burks, back over to Hayes. Running start, through defenders, kicks back out on the perimeter, and the three ball is good for Thompson, and we're tied at 20.
Well, Raptors playing the zone, saying to Detroit, you're going to have to prove it to us from outside.
And they're going to say that the toe is on the line, Jonesy, so it's a long 2. Raptors still lead by 1. It goes back up to 3 on a drive and finish from Old Man River, Thaddeus Young.
He's playing the 5 spot right now. He's at the high post, kind of dishing out the sugar and setting the screens, and just his versatility is terrific.
Burks on the near sideline, now in the wing, elevates for the triple, and Young jumped out, hit Burks, and it's going to be 3 free throws.
Yeah, Thad a little late on the challenge. And again, it's one of those. Yes, Thad came forward on the challenge, but Burks certainly jumped forward on his shot attempt. I would really love to see the competition committee
plays under review to see if it meets the criteria for a flagrant foul.
I would really, Tyler Ford giving us that information, I'd really like to see the competition committee do something with that. You know, shooters leaving the floor and drifting forward.
Now, in real time, I didn't see anything that would even be remotely close to being a flagrant. And I'm watching the replay.
The illegal contact is foot to shin, not foot to the landing space. It is a common foul.
Thank you. There we go.
Good explanation by Tyler Ford.
Yep.
Foot to the shin, as opposed to the foul, or they like to protect airborne shooters.
Burks with a big smile on his face. I don't know what Thad Young said to him, but big smile as Thad's talking to him as he steps to the stripe and knocks down the first free throw.
He's probably saying, youngster, you know you jump forward. And it's true. Like, a lot of guys do that. They take off behind the arc. I mean, a proper form on your jump shot, you go up and you land in the same spot. And, you know, there's a lot of times where I think incorrectly, too, they call a guy on a kick out.
Right.
But if you're a right-handed shooter and you're coming and you're squaring where your right shoulder is further from the basket and you're turning and squaring, that right leg is going to shoot out.
Well, Burks takes care of business at the stripe, knocks down all 3, so we're tied again at 22. Pistons shooting under 32%, but still locked up with the Raptors, thanks to the fact they've gone 7 of 7 at the stripe. Barnes drove, thought he was fouled, didn't get a call, and he's barking at Tyler Ford the whole way back on defense. Pistons could take the lead. Burks, 3-ball, up and in, and Detroit now leads by 3, their largest lead of the game. 25-22, and the Pistons on a bit of a run here.
Can't look for a call to bail you out. Got to go strong.
It's a 10-2 run. Barnes again barking at Ford as he thought he was fouled.
Right. He was right that time. Thompson did foul him.
Siakam in the lane, went left, spins back right, gets the floater to go. Raptors pull within 1.
But you need to adopt Pascal's attitude because Thompson fouled Pascal too. Siakam just play through it.
25-24. Detroit leading. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Hayes traveled. He was driving on the far side, left his feet, didn't know where to go, came down, and then tried to make the pass.
A good defense by the Raptors. Nice job playing the screen and roll in such a way that it really was forcing Killian Hayes to take a contested mid-range, and he didn't want it.
And now the Raptors have a chance to hold for the last shot of the quarter. 17.7 seconds remain in this opening quarter. As the Raptors are down 1, we've got a couple of changes here for Darko Rajakovic. As Schroeder picks up the ball out there with Young, Siakam, Barnes, and Trent over in the far corner in front of the Detroit bench. Schroeder goes to Young. At the far elbow extended just above it. To Schroeder cutting into the lane. Scoops it up with the right hand. Missed it. Pistons get the rebound. A heave from center. Good if it goes. It hit the front of the rim. And the Raptors will head to the second quarter trailing by 1.
Well, not a bad quarter. I mean, Raptors are coming off the back-to-back. I'd love to see the shooting percentage climb a little, although they're holding Detroit to 33%.
25-24. Pistons lead the Raptors. Second quarter action comes next on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
And a truck, we're 2 men. And a truck, we're 2 men. And a truck, we're 2 men. And a truck, say 2 men and a truck, 2 men and a truck.ca. So when you gotta move, all moving day. Think 2 men and a truck, 2 men and a truck.ca. Cause all of us movers are not the same. So that's our company name, 2 men and a truck.ca. We're lots of men with lots of trucks. So give us a call today.
There are many peculiar words in the English language. Words like salivigant, peregrinate, nemophilus, peripatetic, and conviviality. Yet, there is no word for getting the most out of winter in your Subaru, thanks to symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and X-Mode. Until now. We call it unhibernate. As in, while your neighbors stay home, you'll be unhibernating all winter in your Subaru. So peregrinate to your local Subaru dealer today, and welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it would be too difficult or time-consuming? Then it's time to try Babbel. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. So with just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking in a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel, language for life. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the second quarter. The Raptors trailing by 1, 25-24. The Raptors had a 20-15 lead. And Detroit closed the quarter on a 10-4 run to take this lead, Jonesy, into the second quarter. And kind of some sloppy ball from the Raptors there. That 20-15 lead, they took it with 3:13 to go. So over the last 3+ minutes, scoring only 4 points. And the free throw line an issue right now. They gave the Pistons 7 at the stripe in that opening frame.
Well, Toronto is, unfortunately, one of those teams in the NBA that fouls a lot.
Well, speaking of which, we're 14 seconds in to quarter number 2, and Chris Boucher just picked up a foul.
Third most personal fouls in the NBA, the Raptors.
But they only give opponents, I believe it's 18.9, just under 19 free throws a game. So they might foul a lot, but they don't send you to the stripe a lot. That said, Detroit's already been there 7 times. and they're perfect. Raptors with 2 free throws in the opening 12 minutes. Burks, near sideline. Free ball up over Boucher, no good. It goes up and over the backboard, so it's going to be Raptor ball, their first touch of the second quarter. (25-24), Detroit on top. Siakam over to Barnes. Above the far elbow, it's Thad Young. Puts it on the floor, got into the lane, and, well, that soft floater was an easy block for the Pistons. Here comes Detroit. Hayes in the lane, cross-court, over to Thompson in the near corner. 3-ball up, no good. Siakam with the rebound.
Thompson gets away with the walk, the Allen Iverson step there.
Pascal, straight away. Now backing up a little bit on the perimeter. Throws a pass over to Thad Young on the far side. Back out to Scotty. 3-ball up for Barnes. Front of the rim, no good. Scotty with an 0 for so far. 0 of 4, scoreless in the game. Hayes was looking for Bogdanovic. His pass tipped, and it's picked up by Siakam. Raptors pushing as they've got some numbers. Siakam ahead to Young. Over to Boucher, far corner. That one no good. And we've got a foul down low away from the ball.
Oh, good job by the Raptors. Killian Hayes with some lazy passing there. And the Raptors getting the deflection, turning it into a 50-50 ball, getting the turnover, and then hustling front court with it.
Barnes has it right now. Real quiet night for him so far. 1 rebound, 1 assist, and no points in 10 minutes. But as we've seen, he can get it going at any point. Barnes right now trying to back his way down. He's got a double team coming. He's on the baseline near side. Now he splits defenders, tried to rip through, got hit in the face, no call, and he turns it over. He doesn't look himself right now.
No, and
I think it's in his head too.
Yeah, look, it's also his first experience with the business side of the NBA. Like, those are his buddies that were traded today, right? Precious and especially OG. And, you know, maybe that's part of it too.
Hayes again lazy with the pass, deflected by the Raptors, picked off. Here comes Toronto. Boucher to Pirtle. Over to Porter on the near sideline. Up top to Barnes. Wide open look for Scotty. And he rips the cords on that one. And Toronto takes the lead.
Good job by the Raptors again with active hands. And Killian Hayes with another lazy pass. He's going to hear about that in the video session tomorrow.
27-25. The Raptors on top of the Pistons with 10:03 to go in the second quarter. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Let's get jerseys. Let's get jerseys.
Right now, become a Tangerine client with a savings account, and you could get a free Raptors jersey.
We want jerseys.
Finally, a savings account worth cheering for.
Jerseys. Jerseys.
Find out how to score a jersey at tangerine.ca/Raptors. Tangerine. That's forward banking. Available to new clients who open and fund an eligible account while supplies last. Conditions apply.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
This is the sound of vacationing. And this is the sound of booking a sell-off vacation. Sound similar, don't they? That's because booking a sell-off vacation comes with that extra special feeling. You know the feeling. The overwhelming feeling of pure excitement, knowing that beach time is just around the corner. And that this vacation came with savings. Big, big savings. Traveling for less never felt so good with
selloffvacations.com. This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Second quarter action. Raptors leading the Pistons 27-25 with 10:03 to go in the frame. Seems like both sides are kind of just feeling each other out still right now, Jonesy.
Yeah, it's not the most intensely played precision game that I've seen. And right now, like you said, both sides just kind of feeling each other out. But You know, this is the time to make a break, get ahead in the game, and see if you can ride that for a bit.
Scotty Barnes, moments ago, hitting his first bucket of the game and a big 3-ball for the Raptors, giving them the lead. Still monitoring the rebounding in this game, though, with Detroit out-rebounding Toronto 17-8. Bogdanovich in the lane, turns around, rifles a pass back out on the perimeter. It's now Cunningham. Gives it up over to Thompson, driving into the paint. He was met by Pirtle, but still fought his way in and got it to go.
Chris has got to do a better job, Chris Boucher, on that part of the zone of staying on the ground. He flies by and allows Thompson to drive unencumbered to the basket.
Pirtle hands off to Gary Trent. Trent turns the corner into the paint, steps back off 1 foot too strong, rebound to Pirtle. Second chance opportunity for the Raptors. Trent's got it again. Pull-up jumper, far side, another good look, and another miss, unfortunately. And now Cunningham and Boucher just got tangled underneath, and Cunningham immediately reaches down for his right leg, right ankle area. He's still behind the play as Bogdanovich gives it to Wiseman, who lays it in, and we still didn't see Cunningham come across center court. Something to monitor, certainly from Detroit's perspective, as they've gone up 29-27. Cunningham trying to play through it right now. He's on Barnes. Looked like he was trying to take a foul. Scotty gets into lane, goes to the 10, lays it in. We're locked at 29.
He's running fine now with bringing the ball up court, right?
Nobody's ever hurt on offense.
Nobody's ever hurt. The orange ball has healing powers.
Bogdanovich pull up at the near elbow, rattled a couple of rims, and ultimately fell down and in. Detroit now starting to get a little bit of a rhythm here.
Yeah, their shooting percentage is climbing, and they're also scoring on the inside.
Leading the Raptors by 2. Scotty Barnes had his shot blocked by Wiseman, gets it back, finds Boucher under the 10. He's fouled, and Chris Boucher is going to go to the free throw line.
Well, Scotty, a nice job getting into the paint. Wiseman with the block, but Barnes staying with it, and a lovely pass on the inside. Over 2 defenders from just outside the lane to under the basket. That's a real smart pass, a real difficult pass. And you have to know exactly how to do that one, or else it can be disastrous.
First free throw good for Chris Boucher. It's his first point of the game. Boucher off the bench with the 1. Young had a bucket, and so did McDaniels. Second unit scoring right now, 17-5 advantage for the Pistons, thanks to the 11 points, game high 11 for Alec Burks. Second free throw, for Boucher is good, so we're tied at 31, 8:15 to go now in this second quarter. Bogdanovich over to Cunningham on the near side. Into the corner, near corner. Ivy for 3, had a great look, missed it. Siakam tips it to Schroeder, and here come the Raptors.
Well, you got a great look because of a blown assignment in the zone.
Trent puts it on the floor, drives into the paint. Contact comes, and now he'll go to the free throw line, and I believe they're getting Thompson with the free throw.
Raptors need better communication in their zone. I mean, Detroit is not a good three-point shooting team. As I said, 28th in the NBA. But the ball was up beyond the arc, foul line extended. That is the job of the top man in the zone. Trent was there. And when there's nobody in your corner and the zone gets flexed the other way, it would be the bottom guy, Pascal, coming up there. But Trent came over. Siakam has to look behind him. There's a series of bumps or pushes when you play a zone like that. Gary's got to literally push Pascal back because that was the wide open shot that they gave up.
Free throw's good for Gary Trent. Raptors jump back on top by 2, 33-31. Cunningham straight away trying to shake free from Schroeder, gets into the lane. Felt contact from Pirtle as he drove to the 10, missed the shot. Fouled, going to go to the free throw line. And he's feeling the top of his head as I think he took an elbow inadvertent right on the crown of his head. And actually, you know what? Now that I say that, it looks like it might have been McDaniels' chin as McDaniels came flying over. No, you know what? It was Pirtle's elbow that hit Cunningham on the top of the head, and when Cunningham flung his body back from the pain he suffered from getting a hit on the top of his head, he flicked his head back and hit McDaniels in the face, catching McDaniels on the chin. So both players come away from the fray trying to shake free from the cobwebs as Cunningham takes care of business at the line, knocks down both free throws, and we're tied at 33. 7:40 to go here in the second quarter. Schroeder over to Siakam. On the near side, Pascal turns the corner into the paint. Pull-up jumper from just below the free throw line. He missed it. Raptors getting a lot of good looks, and they're not knocking down shots.
The shooting percentage has fallen drastically since the first quarter.
Bogdanovich drives into the paint, goes high off glass, and gets it to go. Detroit goes back on top by 2. Siakam, near side, covered by Knox. Draws a double team for a second. Now he's going at Knox again. Goes back out to Trent on the perimeter. Gary cut off by Ivy, finds Schroeder. Schroeder with the shot clock at 5, had the ball knocked away, tracks it down late in the shot clock. Now it's at 3, deep triple, near wing. Dennis Schroeder, no good, missed badly. And here come the Pistons.
Miscommunication. That was supposed to go to Pascal.
Cunningham, down low to Bogdanovich. He caught and shot all in one motion because Dennis Schroeder was all over him. That's a heads-up play by Bogdanovich.
Well, most of it was him. He jumped toward the ball. I mean, there was a little contact from Schroeder, but Bogdanovich, as you should, jumping toward the ball to meet it on the catch, was kind of off balance when he caught it, and just, kind of exemplified the little push, the little touch by Schroeder.
First free throw good. Detroit now leading by 3. That matches their largest lead of the game. The Pistons now shooting a higher percentage than the Raptors, as Toronto has plummeted down to 36%. Second free throw coming. That one clean. It's a 4-point Detroit lead. Schroeder will advance for the Raptors. Out on the far side. Gives it up to Pascal. Siakam finding Pirtle. Inside the arc, near side, up top, straight away. Now it's Schroeder. Dips behind the Pirtle screen. Goes back to Yak. Pass over in the far corner to Siakam. Up top to McDaniels. Back over to Pascal. Shot clock at 6. Pascal driving into the paint. Left-hand scoop, no good as it rolled off the rim. Too strong.
It's a dangerous time right now for Toronto. The lead's 4. They're missing shots. You don't want Detroit to get this thing, especially low scoring. I mean, we're halfway through the second quarter, and it's 37-33.
Yep.
They go up 6-8 in a low-scoring game. That's like being up 10 or 12. So it's a really, really important time here for the Raptors.
It was another good look, too. Pascal's got to finish that one.
Yeah. Driving left-hand layup, you got to finish it.
37-33. Raptors down 4, 6:28 to go in this first half. Knox has it. Up top to Bogdanovich. Puts it on the floor, drives into the paint. Had the ball knocked away off his leg into the hands of Pirtle, who gives it to Barnes. Scotty across center. Thought about the 3. Is he going to take it? He's straight away. They're giving him some space. Now in a switch, he's picked up by Ivy. Lobs a pass over on the block near side to Pirtle. Yak trying to go at Bogdanovich. Throws it back out to Barnes on the perimeter. 3 ball up, no good. Rebound to the Pistons.
I'd have liked to have seen Pirtle. He had Bogdanovich spin to the baseline. He might have been able to get a shot up.
Cunningham trying to shake free from McDaniels. Gets into the paint. Up fake couple times. Kicks back out to Ivy. He drives into the paint. Hands off to Duren on the baseline. Went under the rim. Comes back to the right side. Lays it up and in. And the Pistons have taken a 6-point lead.
Very dangerous time. Very dangerous time here. Raptors need a score. They don't get a score and the Pistons score on the next one. I'd be looking for a timeout. It's an 8-0 run for Detroit right now.
McDaniels in the near corner. Driving into the paint, going at Cunningham, turns, fires on a right-hand hook, no good. Pistons had it but couldn't squeeze. Raptors get it back. Pirtle to McDaniels, 3 ball, no good. Trent pushed underneath, and the Raptors are going to keep the ball.
Well, keep pecking away if you're Toronto. Look at the shooting percentage. Raptors shooting 32%.
2 of 14 in this quarter. The Raptors shooting 2 of 14.
Yeah, timeout, Darko. Good call. It's a really good timeout.
5:21 to go, second quarter. Raptors trailing by 6 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
It's a bird. It's a plane. Oh, it's just me helping the city with my super strength. And help is what we did for Dave and Keith. They wanted a new living room, and we're approved for a home renovation loan. I'm invited to their next potluck, and I'm bringing my famous hero dip. I basically just melt a jar of cheese with my super heat vision.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
Just for license 12616.
Unhibernate. Verb. To laugh in the face of snow because you drive a Subaru. As in, when I unhibernate, I have the roads all to myself because my Subaru has symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and others don't. Or, the award-winning safety in my Subaru means I can unhibernate all winter while my neighbors stare longingly from their bedroom windows. Or my favorite usage. I'm going to unhibernate this winter by visiting my local Subaru dealer today. Welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Paul Jones, Eric Smith with you as we take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. Miami and Utah into the fourth quarter, tied at 90 with 11 minutes to go in the ball game. Tipping off in about 5-10 minutes time, the Knicks against the Pacers in Indiana. 8 o'clock tip-off, Philly-Chicago, also the Lakers and Minnesota. 8:30, Dallas and Golden State. 6 games in the association, including this one. And the Raptors right now down 6 to the Detroit Pistons, and things going in the wrong direction for the Raptors in this quarter.
Yeah, not shooting the ball well. But, you know, the defense, too. Like, you just can't lose track of Detroit here. You got to maintain contact. Raptors only scoring 9 points in this quarter so far, and we're more than halfway through it.
Barnes gets it into Schroeder. Schroeder getting around Ivy into the paint, stops on a dime, kicks back out on the perimeter to McDaniels. McDaniels drives down Main Street, now floats up a jumper. It rolls off the rim and into the hands of Duran.
Tough shot. Really tough shot. Going left, shooting right, across his body.
Cunningham to Knox in the corner. Livers back to Knox on the wing near side. 3-ball up, no good. Rebound was there and grabbed by Barnes. Man, Toronto almost gave that one up. Schroeder got it right now. Raptors shooting only 31%. Pirtle on the baseline near side. Goes back out to Schroeder. Cross-court to Gary into the paint. Back out on the perimeter to Schroeder for 3, and it's good. And a huge shot by Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, good ball movement that time. Raptors played that offensive possession with a little more pace. They've been playing very, very slowly.
39-36. That breaks up an 8-0 Piston run. Cunningham gave it to Ivy, who drove into the paint, was fouled, and we're going to get a couple of free throws right now for Ivy. Pistons already perfect, 11 of 11 at the stripe, and they're going to get 2 more right now as they lead 39-36. So Ivy goes to the stripe. Where's that red 23 for the Pistons? A lot of good young talent on this Detroit team. It just hasn't come together in terms of wins this year by any means.
Yeah, I really am surprised that they've lost this many in a row. Although I will say that probably for the last week to 10 days, I've watched their games, a couple with Brooklyn, the Boston game the other night. Man, they played hard in those games, really hard.
Missed the first free throw, missed the second free throw.
And then crossed the line early.
So the Raptors dodge a couple of bullets on that possession and have a chance now to tie or at least pull within 1 on this possession. Toronto trailing 39-36 with 4:22 to go in this first half. Schroeder will bring it up for the Raptors. The Barnes back to Dennis on the wing near side. He's guarded by Livers. Barnes trying to set the screen. Schroeder now drives to the baseline, goes under the 10, and a dangerous pass to Siakam is picked off by Ivy to Knox. He dunks it down, and the Pistons lead by 5.
Well, defensive balance really disrupted. 4 of the 5 guys below the free throw line with their backs to the basket they're defending.
Pascal into the paint, left-hand scoop, no good. He's fouled, and Pascal Siakam's going to go to the free throw line. Bodies flying everywhere like bowling pins.
They landed hard on Pascal on that drive. Very dangerous. I mean, Duran almost stepping on his left foot, his left thigh.
Livers down there as well. So now Pascal goes to the stripe for the first time in this game. Siakam 3 of 9 for 7 points, adding 4 rebounds. No Raptor player in double figures. In fact, the only player in double figures on either side, the 11 of Alex Burks off the bench for Detroit. Siakam dips, fires, and misses the first free throw. First miss of the game for the Raptors. They were 6 of 6 before that.
Can't give anything away tonight.
Pascal getting set for free throw number 2. Scored 27 against the Celtics last night. He rips the cords on the second one. So the Raptors trail by 4 with just under 4 minutes to go in this first half. 3:50 to be exact, as Cunningham comes across center for Detroit. He's hounded by Schroeder over on the far side. Up top to Duren. Duren nifty behind the back, then the pass over to Livers in the near corner, who buries the triple and puts Detroit up 7. 44-37. Trent to Barnes, wing far side, back to Schroeder. Schroeder was waiting for Barnes, instead drove it himself, got to the baseline, floated up a one-hander, no good. Rebound to the Pistons.
Well, that dangerous time I spoke about continues for Toronto.
Knox to Cunningham. Cunningham up top straight away, guarded by Trent. Duren comes and sets the screen. Cunningham cut off, goes cross court over to Knox on the near side. Stopped for a moment, then dropped a triple right over top of Pascal Siakam, and the Detroit Pistons have opened up a 10-point lead in the midst of a 16-4 run.
Darko was feeling it. He called a great timeout, and this is a good one too. Like, it's 10 points, and the game is being played at a very slow to moderate pace. This 10-point lead is like a 15-point lead right now, especially with the Raptors shooting 13 of 40. It is a longer hill to climb than it looks like right now.
3:02 to go in the first half. Raptors down 10 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back. Paul Jones, Eric Smith with you. 3:02 to go in the first half. The Raptors suddenly down 10, and maybe not so suddenly because it's been a slow burn over the course of this entire quarter. Detroit in the midst of a 16-4 run. Raptors were shooting 10 of 23 at the end of 1. In this second quarter, they have 3 field goals on 3 of 17 shooting. They start out of this timeout, though, with a triple, and that's a big-time shot for Toronto as Schroeder knocks it down. Cunningham into the lane, gives it to Ivy, hands off to Duren, and he missed an easy one right under the rim, and the Raptors just got a gift.
Play with some pace if you're Toronto. You're one of the top fast-breaking teams. Try to start pushing it a bit.
Pascal in the lane, opts to give it up to Schroeder for a 3. Pascal was right at the rim, but kicked it out for a triple instead.
That's the modern NBA game, Eric. I agree. Pascal, I mean, at this point, I'd take any points I can get.
Cunningham under the rim, blocked by Pirtle, ahead to Schroeder. Here's that fast break. Jonesy, can they convert? Siakam trying to go at Knox. Nope, he traveled. That was all discombobulated. The Raptors had numbers, but horrible spacing.
Terrible spacing. They had 2 guys in the same lane, the middle lane with the ball right there.
Just the 4th turnover for the Raptors, but we'll see if Detroit takes advantage. Leading by 7 with 2:08 to go in the first half. Detroit up 47-40. Cunningham will bring it up across center. Slowly dribbling across that logo to Duren right down Main Street, and no Raptor within any area code.
Well, they played high screen and roll, and everybody was hugging. Nobody helping on the weak side.
Pascal to Trent. Gary gives it up to Yak above the free throw line. Pirtle gives it back to Trent now on the near side. Short jumper up, rolled off the rim. A great look for Trent, and he missed it. He's 1 of 6. Like, that was an easy shot. That was a practice shot from 18 feet.
And it rolled partway down and came out. I mean, you got to make those.
Bogdanovich, a wide-open look, and the Raptors just dodged a big-time bullet. He rarely misses those. Barnes in the paint for the Raptors. Spins at the free throw line. Turns, fires, and the bucket is good. That was one of those. No. Yes.
A tough shot. He should have backed Ivy down at least another dribble, but I guess for him, that was close enough.
Toronto down 7. We are ticking into the final minute. Cunningham out on the far side. Now spinning around a Duren screen. Duren catches the pass, gives it up to Ivy. Cut off under the 10, goes back out to Bogdanovich. To Cunningham. Driving into the paint, goes over far corner to Ivy. Along the baseline. Another pass out far side to Cunningham. To Knox. Contested triple is good. How about that ball movement from the Pistons?
Yeah, pretty good. And look, I know he didn't have a great time in New York, but Kevin Knox was drafted in this league as a shooter, and he can knock him down.
Detroit has pushed their lead back into double figures at 10, matches their largest lead. Driving on the far side, Schroeder scoops it up and in. Knox not happy with his own defense there. The lead down to 8. Can the Raptors dig in here, get a stop, maybe get a couple more on the board before they head into the half? Either way, they're going to be trailing at the break. Detroit leading 52-44. Cunningham's got it on the wing near side. Now driving toward the far side. Pull-up jumper, straightaway, left it short. Standing rebound to Barnes. Last shot time for the Toronto Raptors. 52-44. Raptors down 8. 7 seconds to go. Barnes out on the far side. Now driving into the paint. Going at Duren. Leans in, turns, fires, and misses the hook at the buzzer. And the Pistons will go into the half leading 52-44. The Raptors shot 34.8% in the first half, Jonesy, with a 6 of 23 shooting in the second quarter.
Well, they only scored 20 points, and like I said, it was a dangerous time when Detroit was up 6, and you just kind of felt that this might be the time they made their break. They got it up, the lead, to 10, and now Toronto's fighting uphill the rest of the night.
All right, we'll come back with some halftime stats, and then we'll continue to talk about the trade from earlier today on our halftime show as we are at the half with the Raptors trailing 52-44. And remember, folks, Bet Rivers Sportsbook and Casino is here, and it's your home to chance this basketball season. Download the app featuring thousands of action-packed bets, thrilling slots, and exciting table games for you to enjoy all season long. Bet Rivers and Raptors basketball on Sportsnet. It's time to take a chance. Must be 18 plus, available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. And if you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. Again, Raptors down 52-44. We'll continue with the halftime in a moment on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
As a parent in Ontario, I know that every student deserves to learn in a school that's safe and modern. And that starts with real government investment to address the teacher shortage, to ensure that my child and every child has a qualified teacher in the classroom. This and more student supports in schools means safer schools for everybody. Tell the Ford government that it's past time to invest in students. Visit knowmore.ca. That's knowmore.ca. A message from the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association.
Monte Carlo Inn, your home sweet home.
Monte Carlo Inns would like to thank the many of you for visiting our hotels over the last several months. Monte Carlo Inns is very proud of our Made in Canada brand and are delighted to continue to be your home away from home for quality accommodations and functional meeting facilities in Southern Ontario. To save on your next stay with us or to book your next event space, book directly at montecarloinns.com.
Monte Carlo Inn.
Experience simply better security with Brevo.
One solution for the whole community. Brevo has multifamily buildings covered, from common areas to unit access and in-unit automation.
All with the convenience of access control from your mobile device.
Discover the Brevo advantage for your multifamily building. Join millions of people worldwide who trust in the original cloud-based security solution. Visit lp.brevo.com/Canada. That's lp.brivo.com/Canada.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you at the half. The Raptors trailing the Pistons 52-44. And a really, really rough second quarter for the Raptors. Detroit shoots 52.6%. They outscore the Raptors 27-20. The Raptors shot just 6 of 23, 26% from the floor in quarter number 2. Let's be frank, it was an awful second quarter for the Raptors. The Raptors had a lead early in this ballgame. They were up 5 at 20-15. Detroit closed the first quarter on a 10-4 run to take a 1-point lead after one, and then they put the foot down in the second quarter. It is only, quote-unquote, only an 8-point lead. They did lead by as many as 10 on a couple of occasions, but as Jonesy has noted a couple of times, because of the pace of this game, the way that this game is being played out by both teams, this 8-point lead could be 12, 14, 16, just based on the way it's being played. The Raptors have a ton of work to do in the second half. They've got to get their shooting down, shooting only 35% in the first half. And they've also got to figure out the glass, being out-rebounded 26-18. Lots to clean up for Darko and his crew as we get set for the third quarter. But when we come back after the break, we're going to chat a little bit more about the trade that went down earlier today with OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Malachi Flynn being sent to the New York Knicks. We'll talk about that next on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Do you have rooms in your home that are out of bounds because of too much stuff? Make a fast break to Access Storage. Access Storage offers safe, affordable, and flexible storage to create the space you need on your home court. Try 4 weeks free at one of over 100 Ontario locations. Visit accessstorage.ca and transition easily to more space in your home. Access Storage, proud partner of the Toronto Raptors.
Monte Carlo Inn, your home sweet home.
Monte Carlo Inns would like to thank the many of you for visiting our hotels over the last several months. Monte Carlo Inns is very proud of our Made in Canada brand and are delighted to continue to be your home away from home for quality accommodations and functional meeting facilities in Southern Ontario. To save on your next stay with us or to book your next event space, book directly at MonteCarloInns.com.
Monte Carlo Inn.
Check out 32 Thoughts, the podcast, brought to you by the 2024 GMC Sierra. There are trucks, and then there's the truck. Available with the V8 engine, the ultimate luxury interior, and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. The GMC Sierra isn't just any truck, it's the truck. Visit gmccanada.ca to see the Sierra today.
Did you receive a Canada Emergency Business Account loan and want to take advantage of up to $20,000 in loan forgiveness, but might struggle to meet the January 2024 repayment deadline? The Merchant Growth CEBA Refinance Program is the solution. With financing for merchant growth, eligible CEBA applicants can pay off their balance by qualifying in minutes. Refinance your CEBA loan balance now to unlock up to $20,000 in loan forgiveness. Apply today at cebarefi.ca. That's CEBAREFI.ca.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Voudriez-vous apprendre une autre langue?
Would you like to learn another language?
Como l'italiano?
Like Italian.
O español?
Or Spanish. With Babbel, learning a language is fácil, easy. Lessons take just 10 minutes a day and are voiced by real native speakers designed for all levels of learners. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you at the half. The Raptors trailing the Pistons 52-44. Dennis Schroeder had 14 points in the first half to lead all scorers. But that's about the only positive news for the Raptors after a second quarter where they shot just 26% from the floor, and they go into the half down 8. The news, though, of the day could very well turn out to be the Pistons ending a 28-game losing streak. If you're a Raptor fan, you hope that isn't the case. But the news for now, at least, is the trade that sent OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Malachi Flynn to the New York Knicks in exchange for R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley. We spoke about that in our pregame show for quite a bit, Jonesy. But one of the other points that I wanted to make about OG, or at least maybe not even a point, but more so a memory. There's a lot that stands out about OG. And for me, at least, what I'll remember more than anything, and this might be a bit of a weird memory, it was how, unfortunately, quiet he was, and how humble, I suppose, he was, and humbled by the unfortunate season he had in 2019 during the Raptors championship run. There was a lot of stuff going on off the court that affected him mentally, let alone physically, with his family. Then he also went through the appendectomy as well, and unfortunately was not really able to play a major role in a good chunk of the season for the Raptors, and certainly in the postseason run, to the point where when I was on the bus, and we were on the buses together, and I was doing those interviews and whatnot for Sportsnet, I asked OG multiple times to do an interview. You're an NBA champion. You're a homegrown talent. You're a part of this. And he continued to just sort of wave it off, said, Eric, I didn't play.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm a part of it. Like, I felt really bad for the guy. And he was a part of it. He was a part of what built that. He was a major part of the next year when they were among the top 2-3 teams in the league, and they were that close to making it back to an Eastern Conference championship. Maybe had a chance to run it back had this pandemic not happened. Who knows? But he was a part of it, but he just never really felt like he had a true place in that championship team because of the way that season, both personally, medically, and professionally, things kind of got derailed.
Yeah, they did. And listen, what I'll take from and I'll remember is, as you said, a really quiet, kind of humble kid who really played hard. I mean, OG, he was a real steal. He was a real find. And you think about him coming out of Indiana after 1 year and the Raptors taking a chance on him. Mm-hmm. And what people don't know is he spent the majority of that first summer coming off the ACL injury with Alex McKechnie out in Vancouver and working on it. And they got him to a level where, all right, play defense, kid. You're going to be in the starting lineup with Kyle Lowry and, DeMar DeRozan and Pascal. Play defense, and when you get your open shots, knock them down. And that kind of cemented his forever role. And we kept waiting for it to be more and more. But sometimes maybe that's what it is. And, I was on another station today talking about it. They got a 3-and-D guy that's supersized. He can guard every position. He's strong enough to do that. He's versatile enough to do that. He's a very good three-point shooter. He's selectively good in the mid-range and occasionally taking it to the basket. But, to expect more, you might not get it. And if you don't, and that's the role that he plays, then get him to fit in and build the team accordingly. So I think New York's got a heck of a player. I really, really do. And it's sad to see him go in a sense because you're always looking for a guy like that, right? If you had one, why would you get rid of it? But at the same time, the Raptors are going to, I think, really benefit from R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley shooting especially.
And they should be in uniform for the Raptors in their next game on New Year's Day when they're at home to host the Cavaliers. But they've got to take care of business first in the second half against the Pistons. The Raptors will begin the frame trailing by 8, and they've got to pick it up, folks, if they want to avoid being the team that sees the Pistons finally end their streak against. Detroit leading 52-44. When we come back, second half action on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, the Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
The Ford government wants to go back to so-called basics in education. But as a parent, I know my child needs more. Every child is unique and deserves the resources and supports they need to thrive. Whether it's more one-on-one time with their teachers, extra help with reading and math, or more mental health supports. We need to go beyond the basics. Tell the Ford government to support every student. Visit knowmore.ca. That's knowmore.ca. A message from the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association.
This is the sound of vacationing. And this is the sound of booking a sell-off vacation. Sound similar, don't they? That's because booking a sell-off vacation comes with that extra special feeling. You know the feeling. The overwhelming feeling of pure excitement, knowing that beach time is just around the corner. And that this vacation came with savings. Big, big savings. Traveling for less never felt so good with
selloffvacations.com. Pressler Law.
One call, that's all.
1-800-JUSTICE.
Car accident? Slip and fall? If you've been injured and need legal advice, call Pressler Law at 1-800-JUSTICE and get over 60 years experience, a free consultation, and a no-win, no-fee policy.
1-800-JUSTICE.
When you're in need of legal help after being injured, call Pressler Law for a free case review.
Pressler Law.
One call, that's all.
1-800-JUSTICE.
With so many amazing features made for winter adventures, the Honda CR-V Touring Hybrid has something for everyone these holidays. Jack Frost delights in heated front seats. Rudolph loves the LED headlights. The Grinch over the moon about its fuel efficiency. And his little dog Max is just happy to have some extra help with the two-motor hybrid engine. Bring home the 2024 CR-V Touring Hybrid and bring home something magical. Available in stock now. Lease any CR-V Hybrid for 5.99% for 40 months OAC. See HondaOntario.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the second half. Raptors down by 8. And we'll see, Jonesy, what was said or what the message was, and if it was delivered and heard and adhered based on how things go down here in this third quarter. Pistons start with the ball and immediately have a chance to push their lead back into double figures. They led by 10 on 2 separate occasions late in that first half, but the Pistons start with a turnover. Trent down the floor, lays it up and in. Raptors down 6.
A great job by Trent protecting the ball. Ivy tried to reach in and knock it away. Gary, really good job using his body and then finishing with the layup.
Ivy in the paint, kicks back out on the perimeter to a wide-open Bogdanovich, left it short. One Piston there. Ivy beat all 3 Raptors. They kick it out, and another miss by Knox. Finally, Pirtle secures the ball. Schroeder to Siakam, back to Dennis, wide-open layup. I don't know what happened to the Detroit defense there.
They didn't run back, and they didn't stop the ball, but give the Raptors credit. That's their thing, working the fast break.
So back-to-back buckets to start the second half for the Raptors, just what the doctor ordered. The Piston lead down to 4. Knox turns the corner into the paint, tried to go cross-court, picked off by Trent. Another turnover. Gary spinning, missing the layup, though. Contact, no call, and here come the Pistons. Cunningham out to Bogdanovich. 3 ball is good. It could have been 2, and it's suddenly 7.
That's a big swing. All the young players, the young basketball players out there, practice your layups. Never mind all the fancy footwork and step backs, and just make sure you make layups.
And the Raptors just missed another layup on an alley-oop. Barnes couldn't knock it down. Cunningham just missed his shot. Ivy snuck in, grabbed the rebound, fouled, and he's going to get free throws. So the Raptors had momentum, had a chance for a bucket that would have cut it to 2, and now a couple of free throws could, boom, push it right back up to 9, which would actually be higher than the halftime lead.
Scotty needed to come down with that one and lay it back in. He tried to use his athleticism and do it all in one shot. It didn't work. Shooting 36%. If you're the Raptors right now, it's a make sure kind of game. If you drive the lane, the guy's open for the 3, forget it. Take the layup. Take the 2.
(57-48) as the free throws do indeed go down. It's a 9-point lead. Detroit on top. less than 2 minutes into this third quarter. Siakam drives into the paint, kicks back out to Trent on the perimeter. He's on the wing near side, goes back to Pascal straight away. Drives on Knox, scoops it up, missed the shot, bumped by Knox, and now Pascal's going to go to the free throw line.
That's how you do it. Raptors doing a really nice job getting the penetration and all of a sudden getting into the lane, and that's how you chip away. Get into the lane, get the easy ones, make free throws. I'm not saying you totally go away from your, game plan in terms of shooting threes, but you're 5 of 14 tonight from three. So when you get in the lane, I'll take the 2, please.
Yeah. Well, Jonesy, it's not always this easy to break it down, this easily. The Pistons have 1 more field goal make. But they've been to the stripe 5 more times. They've got 4 more makes. They're only leading by 7 now after Siakam's free throws. The free throw line has been a key factor. But to your point, if the Raptors can get back there a little bit and put a little dent in that advantage for the Pistons, that's not helping, though, as Knox just hit down another triple. And he has been solid tonight, 3 of 5 from distance, and the lead goes back up to 10.
That's his forte. That's what he was drafted in the NBA to do.
Siakam in the paint, out to Schroeder, extra pass to Trent, right back at you. West side 3 ball for Gary Trent, and the Pistons quickly advance. Ivy to Cunningham to Duren in the paint, lost his footing, and the ball was ripped away. Trent to Pascal. Siakam going at Cunningham, went left, spins right, scoops it up and in, and then falls to the floor.
Nice job by Pascal. Raptors again, fast break, take advantage of numbers.
Very quick 5-0 run for the Raptors, cutting the Piston lead to 5. Cunningham turning the corner into the paint. And he lobs it up for Duren. And it's going to be a foul on the floor on Siakam. And you could hear Tyler Ford in the background saying, hits him on the floor before it even got to him. The Pistons were trying to lobby for free throws. 8:57 to go in the third as Detroit inbounds. Cunningham has it. Duren setting a screen as they pass it to Knox, driving on the far side, high off glass, and he's cooking, folks.
Tough shot. And he's a very streaky player. It's not good for the Raptors that he's kind of got it going.
15 in the ball game now for Knox. Pirtle above the free throw line, over on the far sideline, locked and loaded. Gary Trent rips the cords on a 3-ball.
Really nice job. Good find by the Raptors. Hey, you got one guy riding the 3. They did a good job because 2 players went with Barnes.
Cunningham drives to the 10. Pirtle was there, but he just drove right through the big man, got it to go, took the foul, and he heads to the free throw line for the and 1. Yak with his 3rd foul of the game. Cade Cunningham goes to the stripe. A quiet night for him, just 2 of 10. 6 points, give him 7 to go along with 7 assists. Lead is 7. 65-58. Schroeder to Siakam, over to Pirtle inside the arc on the far side. Now bounces a pass to Siakam in the paint, turns, fires, and the bucket is good.
Well, great job. They ran the action for Siakam to get the lob. Detroit cut it off, so Pascal ducked in and posted up.
65-60. Raptors again have it down to 5.
They're in the zone.
Bogdanovich out on the wing far side.
They got Pirtle for standing in the lane. The Raptors playing the zone, and again, the ball went to the far side, and Siakam was up too high. He's up too high on that far side, above almost the foul line extended, because you do have a top guy on the 2-3 zone to come over and cover that guy. Pascal's got to hang back into the corner and be aware of the corner 3.
Cunningham hits the technical free throw, so the lead grows to 6. And now this could turn into a 3 or even 4-point trip for the Pistons, leading 66-60. Cunningham to Bogdanovich over in the far corner. Knox had a good look at a 3, battling down low. It was Trent and Ivy.
Oh, no,
that was off Ivy.
That might be worth a challenge. At this point in the game, 6 points. Yeah, that's a good Jarko. We see him going to challenge helicopter, waving his index finger, wheeling it. That, I know it's the middle of the third quarter,
Oh, it was 100% off Ivy.
And that's one where
both players hit it, Jonesy, but as Ivy fell to the floor, it went off his forearm and shoulder and hand.
Well,
it's 100% off Ivy.
That was an easy call, and it's a shame that you have to kill one of your challenges for a call that should have been easy.
All right, let's step aside for a break. 7:49 to go. Raptors down 6 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Love is in the air. Frank and Marge's daughter is getting married. They want to help with the wedding, but need to organize their finances. With a debt consolidation loan and my telekinesis, I help them consolidate their bills. I promise I won't crash the wedding, but I am free that weekend.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
Move up to Heathwood. Hi, I'm Hugh Herron. Experience true luxury at Williamsburg Green in Kitchener. Heathwood's all-brick homes are built with upgraded features and elevated finishes. Chef-inspired kitchens, spa-like en-suites, and a fully finished lower level. Even better, Williamsburg Green has parks, playgrounds, and trails to explore. It's time to move up to Heathwood. Learn more at heathwood.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Paul Jones, Eric Smith with you. Third quarter, 7:49 to play. Raptors trailing the Pistons 66-60. And the call is going to be overturned. It's going to be Raptor ball, as they'll have a chance to get it down to 2, maybe 3. Raptors have certainly played better, Jonesy, in this third quarter, but they were abysmal in the second, and they're trying to recover from that still.
Yeah, it's like I said, and it's too bad that the Raptors are going to have to use a challenge on something that should have been an easy call. And it's important. I thought it was important to use that challenge now because you're trying to close the lead and gain momentum.
Raptors across center. Schroeder gives it up to Siakam, over to Pirtle, above the far elbow. Now finds Pascal in the heart of the lane at the free throw line, going at Bogdanovich. Went left, spins right, and scoops it up and in. The Raptors have it down to 4.
You know, it's funny. Detroit has obviously scouted that play. They won't give up the lob to Pascal, but they're all giving up the post up.
Bogdanovich to Duren in the lane, kicks it back to Bogdanovich in the near corner. Now he puts it on the floor, drives on Trent, blocked by Pirtle, kept it in bound, and the Raptors pick up the ball.
Trent did a great job of moving his feet on that defensive sequence.
Trent to Siakam, far side, going at Cunningham now, drives into the paint, missed it, left it off the front of the rim, but fouled by Cunningham, and back to the stripe for Pascal Siakam.
Gary Trent Jr. has been huge in this quarter, not just making shots, but on the last play, Bogdanovich tried to drive him, and Gary did a really nice job of moving his feet, continuing to move your feet, and not stop to create contact. And as he kept moving his feet, and as Bogdanovich kept trying to get the contact, he was led right into Pirtle for the block.
Pascal knocks down the first free throw. Trent with 8 points in this quarter. Siakam now with 9 points. So the two of them have been carrying the load for the Raptors as Toronto has cut it to 3. One more free throw coming for Pascal Siakam. 6 of 12 from the floor for Siakam, 50%. As the second free throw rolls off the rim, Siakam 4 of 6 at the stripe. 17 points in the ballgame. He's the top scorer on either side. Raptors down 3, 66-63, and an easy lob pass from Cunningham to Duren pushes the Detroit lead up to 5.
Well, Pirtle was up helping out and got caught on the screen and roll.
Schroeder to Pirtle, over to Barnes out on the wing far side. They need Scotty to get going here in this second half.
Well, they're going to Pascal right now because he is working it like a part-time job. 4 out, 1 in. Pascal the 1 in, and Bogdanovich hanging on to him like a grudge.
Feet from the hoop.
Yeah. Well, it was because Pascal started his post up really close to the basket.
Raptors inbound the ball. Siakam's got it again, this time going at Knox. Into the lane, scoops it up, missed, tapped away. They say by Pirtle, it's going to be Piston ball.
Need those. In the lane. Pascal probably about 6-8 feet out.
68-63, Detroit leading by 5. Cunningham's got it out on the far side in front of his own bench, trying to shake free from Barnes. Comes along the baseline, finds Knox, my goodness. Up and down in a hurry, and a big-time dunk in traffic. Pistons by 7. Raptors back the other way. Trent, near corner. 3-ball is in. Gary is feeling it in the third.
Well, yeah, look, a trade of 2 for 3. Great job by the Raptors to get the ball out of the net and hustle it up the court.
Cunningham around a Duran screen. Tried to find Duran, and it's a kick ball on the Raptors. I didn't think they...
Who kicked it?
Yeah, was it Schroeder, they say? I didn't see it in real time.
It went right through, right between... I think...
Yak stuck out his foot, but it didn't hit his foot.
I think Tyler Ford anticipated the call.
Tough break for the Raptors. That would have been another turnover on Detroit.
And a fast break opportunity as well.
Yep. 70-66, Detroit leading by 4. We're midway through the third quarter. Knox, 3-ball, wing, near side, no good. Rebound to Gary Trent. Raptors could cut it to 1 with a 3-ball. Schroeder into the lane, scoops it up and in. He weaves through traffic and got it to go.
Great change of pace, change of direction by Schroeder. He was coming downhill all the way.
Piston lead is down to 2, 70-68. Cunningham, far side, crosses up Boucher into the paint. The running floater, no good. Boucher picks up the rebound ahead to Schroeder. To Pascal, down Main Street, blows by Bogdanovich. That's a bucket. It's going to be a goaltend and a foul. And the end with an opportunity or no?
No, they're
not saying a foul, just the goaltend.
Great job.
I thought they got Bogdanovich with a little bump.
Great job by the Raptors. The fast break stuff really paying off for Toronto right now.
Tied at 70, 5:23 to go here in the third. Burks on that Piston logo. Over to Cunningham, above the arc near side. Now straight away inside the arc, still on the dribble, driving to the 10, lays it up, got it to go over Pirtle.
Schroeder's got to keep moving his feet. He got caught running beside Cunningham after a little bit of the screen. He's got to work harder to get in front of him.
So the Raptors tied it, but Detroit has gone back on top by 2. Schroeder, 3-ball for the lead. Bucket is good from the north side. The Raptors lead by 1.
Great job by Schroeder coming off the screen. A little exchange.
How about Dennis tonight with 21 points on 9 of 14 shooting. Cunningham crosses up Boucher into the paint, off glass and in. Cunningham starting to cook.
It's a tough shot. Baby hook going to his right hand.
Schroeder got Cunningham in front of him, goes up top to Siakam. Pascal with a little head nod over to Trent. Now Pascal brings it to the far side, trying to go at Burks, gets into the paint, went left, spins back right, stops on a dime and floats it in.
Well, the head nod was, you come over here, bring that guy over here, we'll get the switch.
Give me some space.
Get the switch and I can go at this guy because he can't guard me.
75-74, Raptors on top by 1. Cunningham, far side for the Pistons, gets by Schroeder, got to the baseline, tried to go up and under, fouled underneath, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
They have been going at Schroeder with Cunningham, and Dennis, to his credit, has been able to come back at them on the other end.
75-74, Raptors currently leading by 1, and Toronto has certainly flipped the script in this third quarter compared to what they did in the second. So far, Toronto shooting 12 of 15. They're up to 46%. That after shooting 6 of 21.
No, 6 of 21.
23 or 21? You might have been right. It might have been 23.
I thought it was 23.
It was 23.
Yeah.
I was being generous.
Well, Trent sitting down. That's the offense right now.
Hopefully not
down.
for long.
Yeah.
Cunningham, perfect at the stripe on those 2. Perfect for the game as well, 6 of 6. The Pistons jump back up by 1 at 76-75. Schroeder still out there with Pascal. They've each got 21. Schroeder got to the 10, dropped it off to Thad Young, who lost the handle, but the Pistons give it right back. Young to Boucher under the 10, fouled, and now Chris is going to go to the stripe. I'm surprised that Dennis didn't just keep that himself on the initial drive.
Particularly the way he had been playing, but the point guard mentality, get other people involved. At that point, take it yourself.
.76-75, the Pistons fans in attendance getting a look at the replay. They didn't like the call as Boucher misses the first free throw. Missed pretty badly, too. And we got a timeout on the floor now. So we'll step aside for a break and have one free throw for Boucher when we continue. 76-75, Detroit on top by one. With 3:50 to play in the third, it's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, the Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Monte Carlo Inn, your home sweet home.
Monte Carlo Inns would like to thank the many of you for visiting our hotels over the last several months. Monte Carlo Inns is very proud of our Made in Canada brand and are delighted to continue to be your home away from home for quality accommodations and functional meeting facilities in Southern Ontario. To save on your next stay with us or to book your next event space, book directly at MonteCarloInns.com.
Monte Carlo When you're looking to play, Bet Rivers will make your day.
Take a chance, you'll see.
You like slots, we've got lots. Blackjack, roulette, take your shot.
It's where you want to be. Bet Rivers Online Casino has hundreds of slots, live table games, and more.
Take a chance.
Must be 19 plus. Available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge.
As a parent in Ontario, I want my child to thrive in school. And I know that smaller class sizes make a big difference. But classes seem to be getting larger every year, and the Ford government isn't doing anything about it. No one wants their kid to get lost in a crowd. We need smaller classes so students, like my child, get more one-on-one time with their teachers and the support they need. And that equals success. Tell the Ford government to invest in students. Visit knowmore.ca. That's KNOWMORE.ca. A message from the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Third quarter action, 3:50 to play. The Pistons lead the Raptors 76-75 as Toronto fell down by 10 on a couple of occasions in the second quarter, fought back to within 4 or 5 points in this quarter, fell down by 10 again, but then came back to take a lead. And for the last few possessions, Jonesy, they've been sort of flip-flopping the lead back and forth.
Well, let's see if they can get something sustained. Look, I don't think either team is going away tonight. Raptors trying to pick up a win, and Detroit trying to break that sordid losing streak.
28 losses in a row coming into tonight. It's unreal to think about. Siakam with 13 points in this quarter, up to 21 for the game as Boucher hits the second free throw to tie the game at 76. .340 to go here in the third quarter. Cunningham over to Burks, gets it to the baseline near side, elevates for the jumper and knocks it down over McDaniels.
Burks has had a really solid game off the bench with 13 points.
Detroit by 2. Schroeder turning the corner into the paint. Tried to give it up to Boucher, couldn't squeeze, saved on the far sideline to Young. Siakam's now got it. Trying to work on Livers. Driving, went left, turns back right, and gets it to go as he falls into the lane. Soft touch from Pascal.
Pascal is just so good in the individual one-on-one in the middle of the floor from the top. He's getting into the paint and getting the shot that he wants.
Tied at 78. Siakam with 15 in this quarter. Up fake, set the feet. Burks dropped the triple, and what a pretty shot that was.
Yeah, another flyby by Schroeder. I'd love to see the closeout and contest the shot.
Detroit now by 3. Thad Young over to Schroeder on the far side, driving, gives it back to Young. Hard dribble, turning, and then spinning and firing with a left-hand hook.
Yeah, Thad turning to the strong hand. That's a great finish in the lane.
81-80, Raptors down 1. Cunningham, he's played well in this quarter. He's got the double-double already. Into the lane, whips a pass over to Livers in the near corner, and they're going to call a foul on the Raptors on the Cunningham pass-off.
Cunningham has been getting the better of the Raptor defense, no matter who it is that's on him. He's big enough, strong enough to get the ball inside. And then, he's not driving to finish. He's driving to pass and set somebody up for a three.
That sends Detroit to the free throw line as the Raptors are over the limit. Cunningham knocks down the first free throw. 15 points, 11 assists in the ballgame. Just 4 of 13, but he has made and done some damage at the free throw line. A perfect 7 of 7. Raptors down 2 at 82-80. Again, late third quarter, second free throw clean. Now perfect 8 of 8 and a Piston 3-point lead. Pascal brings it up across center, running on the far lane for Toronto. Now bringing it to the near side. He sees a gap. He goes to the tin. He lays it up. And again, can't finish, but he's fouled, so it's 2. That probably should have been an and 1.
Sure. Yeah. He did a great job getting into the lane, and there was contact, but that's got to be a finish by Pascal. All right, he'll take the 2 free throws as long as he can keep knocking them down.
And in the background, you can hear the crowd in Detroit trying to get the Let's Go Raptors chant started. The Detroit faithful, those that are there, trying to wipe that out with the Boo Birds coming. And Siakam misses the first free throw. Jonesy, this has got to be a sticking point for a lot of people. The Raptors have been, dare I say, awful at the free throw line most of the year as a team. Like Pascal tonight, 4 of 7. The team overall, 73%. And it hasn't really improved much over the course of the entire season.
No, they're last in the NBA in free throw shooting at 73%.
Free throws.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Pascal hits the second one, 83-81. Raptors down 2. Hayes to Wiseman with a left hand, turns, finishes in traffic. Pistons go up 4.
Yeah, that's just the size of James Wiseman over Thad Young in the lane.
1:50 to go in the third. Pascal driving, stopping, near side jumper, up and clean. Pascal is filling it up.
They don't have an answer for him. And if you're Toronto, keep giving that guy the ball, and you hope Scotty Barnes comes to the party in the latter part of the third and then fourth quarter.
18 in the quarter for Pascal Siakam. Raptors down 2. Thad Young all over Hayes. Hayes gets into the paint, elevates. Rough-looking jumper there. Raptors get the rebound as Barnes hands it off to Pascal. 1:25 to go. Here he comes again. Driving down Main Street. Look at the footwork. He's dancing in Detroit, and he's tied the game at 85.
Well, Scotty just knew. Give it to Pascal and get out of the way.
Siakam with 20 in the quarter. 1:07 to go in the frame. Hayes over to Burks. Splits defenders. Hands it off on the baseline, and the layup no good. For Thompson, he's fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Raptors allowing the penetration by Burks. He got into a seam there. You know, that's where you just have to make a concerted effort defensively to cut that path off.
First free throw for Thompson is good. Second one clean as well, so Detroit jumps back on top by 2. 1:04 to go in the third. Pascal's going to advance for the Raptors across center toward the far side. Picked up by Burks. Now on a switch, he's got Hayes. He dips behind a screen set by Young. He's at the near elbow. Going at Hayes. Passes off to Barnes. 3-ball near side up. No good. Rebound tapped by Thad Young. Whips it down low to Boucher, who's hammered. And Chris Boucher going to go back to the free throw line and a chance to tie the game.
Great job by Thad Young to keep it alive. And Scotty Barnes doing a really nice job finding Boucher on a laser from the top of the lane. Got to make free throws, though.
Boucher in this ball game, 3 of 4 at the stripe. Went 1 of 2 at the line earlier in this quarter on his last appearance. He's added a rebound off the bench as well. Kind of a quiet night thus far offensively for Boucher, and it continues as he misses badly on the first one.
Look, you're in a one-point game. You're in a one-point game, and you're 12 of 17 from the line. Detroit's 21 of 23.
Second free throw clean, so the Detroit lead is 87-86. To your point, Jonesy, that's 8 on the scoreboard in terms of free throws made. 21-13. What do we always say? Even if you give me half of those, the Raptors would be leading by 3 right now. Bogdanovich over to Hayes. Hayes back out to Bogdanovich in front of his own bench, far sideline. Triple is good. That was a tough shot.
It was a tough shot because he put the shot fake up. Good for him. He didn't lose the spring in his legs and knocked it down.
Pascal Siakam going to milk this thing down. Looks like the Raptors will go to the fourth quarter trailing. They have done some damage in this frame. They need a bucket here, though. Can they get it down to 2? Siakam turns it over. He drew 2 defenders, tried to kick it out to Boucher, and Chris had vacated his spot on the sideline. Now the Pistons could put another one on the board. Bogdanovich, instead of taking the shot, was looking for Livers, and he turns it over. But the buzzer goes, and that will end the frame. The Raptors were down 8 at the break. They chop it in half, but they're down 4 heading to the final 12 minutes.
Well, they had it tied, and they did a good job. They're going to have to really find some scoring at the start of the fourth quarter. Pascal Siakam's played 32 of the 36 minutes, and now the game's starting. Fourth quarter, 4-point game. So he's going to need a blow. He's going to need a rest. And you better find some scoring when he sits down.
Siakam had 20 points in the third quarter. Raptors down 90-86 at the end of 3. It's go time on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
You've heard that sound before. A basketball going off the backboard and in. A bank shot. Well, that's actually the sound of a fan winning a Raptors jersey. That's the sound of a fan getting a signed Raptors basketball. And that's a fan scoring tickets to the NBA Finals. With the Tangerine Bank Shot contest, every bank shot the Raptors score this season wins a fan a prize. Enter for a chance to win at tangerine.ca/bankshot. Tangerine, that's forward banking.
Monte Carlo Inn, your home sweet home.
Monte Carlo Inns would like to thank the many of you for visiting our hotels over the last several months. Monte Carlo Inns is very proud of our Made in Canada brand and are delighted to continue to be your home away from home for quality accommodations and functional meeting facilities in Southern Ontario. To save on your next stay with us or to book your next event space, book directly at MonteCarloInns.com.
Monte Carlo Inn.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it would be too difficult or time-consuming? Then it's time to try Babbel. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. So with just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking in a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel, language for life. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the fourth quarter. The Raptors will enter the frame with Pascal Siakam on the bench. In fact, he just put his shirt on, so he's going to get an extended breather, I believe. Raptors down 4 to begin the frame. They've got the ball. Scotty Barnes with only 7 points in the ball game on 3 of 12 shooting. They could certainly use him right now if he can come alive. He's got the ball straight away. Getting to the free throw line. Going at Livers. Leans in. Missed the shot. Cleaned up underneath by Detroit. Scotty again was looking for the call. Didn't get it. Raptors coming off a 42-point third quarter. And Wiseman just dunked it down. I thought he went for a little extra ride on the rim, but they don't blow the tech.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Pistons lead by 6. 92-86. Barnes again into the paint, stops on a dime, goes back up top to Trent. Gary Trent had a solid third quarter as well. Can he keep it going in the fourth? Into the lane, wild shot, no good. Cleaned up by Young, lays it in.
Thad Young, great job. And the Raptors, like I said, they got to find a way to stay close here with Siakam on the bench.
Well as the Raptors played in the third, Jonesy, in terms of their shooting and everything else, Detroit filled it up as well. And they're keeping it going here in the third quarter. Or excuse me, in the early stages of the fourth quarter. As another bucket for Wiseman is good. The lead goes to 6. Since the half, Detroit is shooting 14 of 22. And since the half, the Raptors shooting 17 of 23. And Toronto turning it over on an offensive foul. Thad Young. So the Pistons have a chance to go up more, leading by 6. Bogdanovich, little stop and go into the paint. That's going to be a charge. No, they're calling a block on Thad Young.
Wow.
Thad was standing there waiting for it.
Well, and it's funny because, oh, man. Tyler Ford just gave Thad Young what for when Thad asked for oh man, that's a really tough call. Wow.
Luckily for the Raptors, it's not shots, so the Pistons are just going to inbound from the side. Burks has it right now. Detroit leading 94-88. Over to Bogdanovic. Shot clock down to 6. Bogdanovic out on the wing far side. Dribbles behind his back. Sidestep. Gives it up to Burks. Deflected by Trent. Picked up by Young. Ahead to Trent. Goes to the rim. Lays it in. Might have got away with a walk.
He did get away with a walk, but that was probably owed to them from the offensive foul call.
94-90. Raptors down 4. Ivy to Wiseman. Wiseman out on the perimeter far side to Burks. Burks trying to shake free from Young. Got toward the baseline. Floated it up. Wanted the call. Didn't get it. Trent had it. Taken away by Hayes. And then Gary takes a foul. You got to squeeze.
Strong. Well, he had it. Pull it into your chest. Got to squeeze. You got to secure. And these are the little things that, now it's another possession for Detroit instead of you coming front court with a chance to cut it to 1 or 2. Those are the little things that add up, right? The free throws, the rebound like that. Scotty Barnes going to sit down now. Tough night for him. 29 minutes, 3 of 13 for 7 points.
94-90. Detroit leading Toronto. Cunningham on the near side trying to drive on McDaniels. McDaniels contests. Rebound comes out into the hands of Chris Boucher. Over to Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder out on the far side around a Pirtle screen. Gets into the paint. Leans in. Floats it up. It rolls off the rim. A good look, but he couldn't come up with the bucket. 9 of 14, now 9 of 15. A great look for Dennis. It would have cut it to 2. Pistons and Raptors both shooting 48% for the game. Crazy considering where this game started for both offenses. Bogdanovic misses the triple. Pirtle secures it. Need a score here, Jonesy?
Big time. Big time.
Trent, 3-ball, far wing. Bucket is good. Gary Trent has been the offense from distance tonight. His 5th triple, and the Raptors trail by 1.
Well, dig in on defense. Again, they got that ball up the court quickly, played with some pace. Move it quicker.
8:53 to go in the ball game. Cunningham to Bogdanovic. And McDaniels from behind thought he had a steal, but they're going to call a foul.
Same ref. Again, Tyler Ford making that call. Again, I think he anticipated the call. And if he's calling that little touch on the arm, then you need to call that all the time.
Pistons inbound. Cunningham has it. Trent's on his hip. He goes cross-court over to Bogdanovic into the paint. Goes back out cross-court, far wing, sidestep. 3-ball is up short. No good for Ivy. Pistons get the rebound to Cunningham. Wide open look is good. Second chance, killer.
Well, long rebound. That ball landed out near the foul line.
Lead back to 4 for Detroit. And we got a kickball on the Pistons, so the Raptors will keep it with 17 on the shot clock.
Again, with the game within 1-2 possessions, Schroeder had a layup there. I'm all about give me the 2. Now they have to, you put the pressure on them to go down and score. You still have not scored as yet, and you passed up a layup.
97-93, Raptors down 4, 8:20 to go. Trent had the ball nearly taken away, gives it back out to Schroeder. He's on the logo. Shot clock at 7 as he gets to the free throw line. Far elbow, jumper up and in for Dennis Schroeder.
Well, that was the 2 he could have had on the layup.
Yep.
That being said, that's a tough shot by Schroeder.
97-95, Pistons leading by 2. 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Last time the Raptors led, it was 20-15. Bogdanovic cross-court over to Livers. To Ivy. Ivy walked. They let it go. He finds Duren, and they call a foul.
The Raptors' defense that was so good at the beginning of the year, Chris Boucher comes running out really kind of out of control. I know you want to be aware of the 3, but if you get part way out and the guy raises up, then you jump.
Right.
And you jump and go by him in such a way that you're going to slide by him and distract the shot, especially on the side of the shooting hand. Like, I know they're teaching flybys now, but not everybody can make contested shots. Yeah, but if it's Steph Curry, fly by. because you're going to have to move him, and even then, he's got a better chance of making the shot. But I'm not necessarily taking a flyby on some of these other guys around the league.
Duran goes to the free throw line, knocks down the first one. He's got the double-double, 11 points, 13 rebounds. He shoots only 61.8% at the stripe. Second one up and clean, go figure. 62%, and he hits both. Yeah, and both look real good.
Yeah, they sure did.
99-95. Detroit back up by 4. Pascal Siakam has checked back into the ballgame. Driving to the 10, hit hard. Dennis Schroeder as Duran takes his third foul, and now Dennis goes to the stripe. It's Siakam, Pirtle, Trent, Schroeder, and McDaniels on the floor for the Raptors. Barnes still resting.
Dennis, a good free throw shooter, although he missed an important one last night. But
this is first appearance at the line.
Yeah, you got to knock him down. There's no room for error right now.
23 points with no free throws. He's 10 of 16 from the floor. First one up and good. Raptors as a team shooting 14 of 19 at the free throw line.
He's kind of righted the ship tonight, though, Dennis Schroeder. 24 points on, as you said, 10 of 16. 3 of 5 from distance. 7 assists to go along with it.
Second free throw good. Raptors trail by 2. This is kind of where they've been for most of this quarter. The Pistons have done a pretty solid job of not allowing the Raptors to get over the hump. Playing with the lead as they have since the end of the first quarter. They led after 1, they led at the half, they led after 3. They still lead with 7:30 to go in the ballgame. Cunningham into the lane and turns and kind of throws it over his shoulder on a reverse lay.
Well, Schroeder had done a good job of denying him and keep it away from him, and then that time Pirtle didn't slide over. Slide over, make them throw it back out to the elbow to Duran.
McDaniels into the paint, stops on a dime, goes back out on the perimeter to Trent, but it was tapped by Cunningham to Bogdanovich. Down the floor he comes, lays it up and in. It's a 6-point Piston lead.
Critical turnover. McDaniels he drove into the lane, stop and get that one up on the glass.
103-97. Detroit by 6. Pascal skipping into traffic, hands it off to Pirtle, turns, fires off glass, too strong, rebound tapped out by Detroit. Ivy bumped by McDaniels, throws it up at the rim, no good, but he's getting 2 free throws. And Jonesy, I'll tell you, it's a lot of things tonight, so I'm certainly not singling out one guy. For as well as McDaniels played last night, I have not been impressed with what he's done tonight.
Yeah, although you look down
beyond
the bench,
just the scoring.
Yeah, you look down the bench, it's either, Garrett's in street clothes, Garrett Temple's in street clothes, Grady hasn't played much, so you're basically McDaniels or Boucher for that kind of perimeter defensive position. So
maybe it's time to go back to Scotty Barnes. We'll find out after the timeout. 6:50 to play. Detroit leading by 6 and a chance to go up 8 when we continue on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
There are many peculiar words in the English language. Words like solivigant, peregrinate, nemophilus, peripatetic, and conviviality. Yet, there is no word for getting the most out of winter in your Subaru, thanks to symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and X-Mode. Until now. We call it unhibernate, as in while your neighbors stay home, you'll be unhibernating all winter in your Subaru. So peregrinate to your local Subaru dealer today, and welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Voudriez-vous apprendre une autre langue?
Would you like to learn another language?
Como l'italiano?
Like Italian.
O español?
Or Spanish. With Babbel, learning a language is
fácil.
Easy. Lessons take just 10 minutes a day and are voiced by real native speakers designed for all levels of learners. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 6:50 to play in the ball game. Detroit leading by 6, 103-97. Starters are going to be on the floor for the Raptors coming out of this timeout, and they need Scotty Barnes to come alive.
He's had a tough night. 7 points. The guy who was drafted number 1 in this draft, Cade Cunningham, in that draft, 21 and 11 assists. Ivy helping out, missing a free throw.
Raptors with 3 players going for 21 or more, and those are the only players in double figures for the Raptors. I know they're shorthanded, but still, it's been Schroeder, Trent, and Siakam carrying this team tonight. Ivy hits the second free throw, so after the Raptors had cut it to 2, Detroit on a mini 5-0 run has opened up a 7-point lead. Still more than halfway to go in this fourth quarter. Spinning, firing, bucket is good for Pascal Siakam on a 13-footer.
Really tough shot by Pascal over the outstretched arm of Duren, but again, getting into the lane.
Cunningham around a Duren screen. Straight away, Barnes left him. Cunningham popped and dropped.
You can't have communication breakdowns at this part in the game. Like, he and Pirtle didn't switch.
Schroeder looked to answer back and couldn't. Detroit now leading by 8 and a chance to go up double figures again right here. On an 8-2 run, looking to get 10, maybe 11-2. Ivy, far wing, triple is good, an 11-2 run, and the Raptors trail by 11. Detroit's largest lead of the game with 5:50 to play, and a 28-game losing streak could end if the Raptors don't take care of business in the next 5:50.
When they had the lead at 1 and they weren't able to capitalize, Detroit comes back, hits a 3, and all of a sudden it's 4, and you're never closer right now.
110-99. We'll step aside for a quick break on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it would be too difficult or time-consuming? Then it's time to try Babbel. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. So with just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking in a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel, language for life. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
This is the sound of vacationing. And this is the sound of booking a sell-off vacation. Sound similar, don't they? That's because booking a sell-off vacation comes with that extra special feeling. You know the feeling. The overwhelming feeling of pure excitement, knowing that beach time is just around the corner. And that this vacation came with savings. Big, big savings. Traveling for less never felt so good with
selloffvacations.com. This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 5:50 to play in the ball game. Detroit has opened up an 11-point lead, their largest of the game.
And they're shooting 62% since the first quarter, 31 of 50.
I have words, but I'll just say, wow.
Probably a good way to put it.
Toronto with the ball out of the timeout. Siakam taps it into Schroeder. Dennis brings it across center. On the wing near side. Over to Pirtle. Inside the arc in the near corner. Bounces a pass to Barnes, cutting to the 10, fouled by Knox, and a good foul by Knox because it was going to be an open dunk. So instead of an and one, Scotty's going to have to earn both at the stripe. This will be his first appearance at the free throw line.
Great play drawn up and put together by Darko. They ran kind of a vertical rip screen, and Pascal didn't come down the lane. He actually went towards the far side, away from the basket, and the purpose was to get Scotty to seal the defender and put him on his back. Okay, makes the free throws. Now you got to get some stops.
Cunningham pestered by Schroeder in the backcourt. Dennis knocks it away, tracked down by Cunningham, and he still gets it across. Cunningham trying to weave through some traffic, goes over to Ivy. Ivy one-on-one with Trent right now, crosses him up, gets into the paint, kicks it back out to Cunningham. Schroeder jumped out to contest the shot, rebound to Scotty Barnes, so they get a stop.
They were in the zone, and they got the stop.
Barnes driving, turning, firing over Bogdanovich, got the bucket. Raptors have cut it to 7. Scotty with 4 straight for the Raptors. Toronto down 110-103. Bogdanovich to Cunningham to Ivy. Into the lane, hands it to Duren, dunks it down.
The shift in the zone really messed the Raptors up on this one. Trent ran out when, in fact, he should have let that Schroeder have that one.
Pascal trying to back his way into the paint on Knox. Looked at Barnes cutting into the lane, pass deflected. Siakam picks it back up, now drives on Knox, turns around, passes out to Barnes. Shot clock at 7. Scotty's in front of his own bench on the sideline, puts it on the floor. Trying to go at Bogdanovich into the lane, turns, fires. Bucket is good. Scotty has indeed come alive.
Yeah, he has. Better late than never. But it's about stops, though.
Both the Raptors and the Pistons sitting at 50%. And Jonesy, I'm still staring at that free throw number.
They're in the zone again. They've got to talk to make sure they've got the right man and they're matched up properly.
Cunningham over on the near side to Ivy into the paint. And they call him for a travel on that bunny hop. I said a moment ago, I'm still looking at the free throws. 39 field goals made for the Raptors. 38 field goals made for the Pistons. Shooting the exact same percentage. But 7 more free throw makes. And what's the difference on the scoreboard right now? 7. Schroeder over to Barnes. Barnes driving, stopping, popping, and dropping. He's got 8 straight for the Raptors.
Well, they've gone exclusively to Scotty. That time Schroeder passed it to him and ran to the sideline, and they played middle screen and roll with Pirtle.
Cunningham picked up by Trent. Over to Knox. Faked the pass into the corner to Ivy. Back up top to Cunningham. Cunningham turning the corner on the far side as he faded to the baseline. He got the jumper to go. Pistons by 7.
His size has been really an issue for the Raptors tonight. As a big guard, Cade Cunningham.
And who would have been guarding him?
Yeah.
OG Anunoby, the newest member of the Knicks. Barnes with 3:22 to go. Over to Siakam. Raptors down 7. Pascal drives on Bogdanovich. Gets down near the block. Far side. Missed it. Gets his own miss back. Fouled. And they're going to say on the floor. So it should be sideline out of bounds for the Raptors with 3:17 to play in the game. A fresh 14.
Pascal's legs going on him. I mean, he did a great job getting into the lane. Was fouled by Bogdanovich. Siakam hunched over, really trying to catch his breath.
Barnes driving. Had the ball knocked away for a minute, got it back, turns on Bogdanovich, missed that one, left it short. So after scoring 8 straight, the Pistons with the rebound, they secure the ball and they call a timeout, leading 114-107 with 3:07 to go in the game.
Well, it's money time right now if you're Toronto. They played the zone, and Monty Williams saw the Raptors playing the zone, and Pistons unable to break it. And I'm sure that's what this is about now. It'd be interesting to see if Darko Rajakovic stays in the zone or makes a change after the Williams timeout.
Jonesy, let's keep it here, maybe keep talking about this thing with the Raptors down 7. How quickly do you get this out of your mind if you're the Raptors, if you ultimately lose this game? Because this is going to be on every website, on every highlight show across the globe. Whoever the Pistons beat, to end the skid, it was going to be a story. But for the Raptors, they're the ones that are going to have to live with it if they ultimately lose this game.
Yeah, well, it will be a big deal. It's going to lead every highlight show tonight, win or loss, because a loss would tie the all-time record. A win finally breaks it. So, but it's like any other game. You're going to have to shake it off. You're going to have to, wash it off when you get out of the shower and get ready for Cleveland coming home when you flip the calendar on Monday night.
114-107. 3:07 to go. Raptors trailing by 7. Still time, but they've got to dig in on this end. Pistons now over 50% from the floor. Schroeder trying to stay with Cunningham. Riding his hip the whole way. Cunningham brings it over to the wing near side, ticking under 3 minutes to play. Cunningham to Bogdanovich, near wing, turns, fires, no good. Rebound to Pirtle. That's his 13th rebound. Schroeder over to Siakam. To Gary Trent on the wing far side. Trent to Schroeder. Back over to Trent. Gary on a switch picked up by Cunningham. Raptors using a lot of time.
And not doing anything.
Siakam trying to back into the paint now on Knox. Turns, fires, and he left it short.
Legs. Second night of the back-to-back.
And they took that much time for that?
He had 20 points in the quarter.
Cunningham straight away. Went left, spins back right. Help came. He kicks the pass over to Knox in front of the Pistons bench. He misses that one. There's still life for the Raptors, but they got to go. They're down 7.
Push.
2:05 to go. They're slowing things down again. They don't have time. They got to go. Trent driving on the far side. Cut off on the baseline. Passes out to Pascal. Shot clock at 10. Siakam drives in, scoops it, misses. No foul, no bucket. Raptors down 7 with 1:50 to play. They don't seem to be playing with a lot of urgency right now.
I just think they're out of gas, Eric. You just look at them. Pascal's bent over. Schroeder's dragging.
Cunningham backing up. Now taking it into the paint. Stops, fires, over Barnes. It's good. Toronto trails by 9 with 1:34 to go. And dare I say, this 28-game losing streak looks real close to ending, folks.
It sure does. Cade Cunningham has really impressed me tonight. Big guard, confident with the ball. He's really, really grown in his role. And the Raptors have had issues with him all night.
114-107. We'll step aside for a quick one on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Hi, it's Catherine from Great Canadian Meat. What makes a great gift? Well, I think we can all agree that a gift that's homemade is a great gift. A gift that's the same shape as a stocking, that's important. A gift they can eat? Definitely. And if they like to share, a gift you can eat too. Well, that settles it. Our Great Canadian Meat salami and pepperoni sticks are the perfect gift and a perfect addition to your charcuterie board. Pick up Great Canadian Meat at our store in Whitby or online at greatcanadianmeat.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 1:34 to go. And the Raptors trail the Pistons by 9. 116-107 is the score. Raptors inbound from the near side. They get it into Pirtle. To Barnes. Down Main Street. Into the lane. Went body to body with Duren. And the officials say play on. No foul. Pistons with the rebound. They push ahead away from any contact from the Raptors. Toronto has yet to take a foul. They're playing on right now. Shot clock down to 10. At this point, you might as well not foul. Bogdanovich over to Ivy. Ivy in the paint. Hands it off to Knox. Raptors deflect the ball. Knox missed the dunk. 1:02 to go. Barnes down Main Street. Dunks it down plus the foul. And a three-point opportunity for Barnes breathes a little bit of life into the Raptors. As they trail to 7, they could cut it to 6 with 1:02 remaining.
Shades of DeMar DeRozan in Detroit years ago, going down the lane with a two-hand jam. But Scotty coming alive, hopefully not too late for Toronto.
Barnes gets the free throw to go. 116-110. Knox inbounds to Bogdanovic, who leaked behind the Raptor defense. That can't happen. It was an easy touchdown pass from the baseline for the Pistons. How Schroeder allowed Bogdanovic behind him to get that open.
I don't think that was Schroeder's man. I think he was the guy just kind of hustling back.
Well, whomever then.
There was a mix-up. They got messed up. People not knowing who they were covering. I mean, Schroeder had been on Cunningham all night.
118-110. It's an 8-point lead for the Pistons. And Detroit and the faithful Piston fans that have continued to support look like they're going to close 2023 on a high. As high as it can be, only winning your third game of the year. Ending a 28-game losing streak is only 59.6 seconds away.
Well, Raptors are going to need some help to get this one.
Raptors run the risk of falling to 12-20 as well.
Yeah, that's the bigger thing if you're Toronto.
They entered action tonight a game out of that 10th seed if they're looking simply at the play-in. If they even have any visions or aspirations of jumping up to a locked-in spot, they got a ton of work to do if they're going to catch the likes of Miami or Cleveland or even the New York Knicks, who sit in that 7th spot, just a half game behind Cleveland, who currently occupy the 6th spot. Speaking of Cleveland, that's who the Raptors see next on New Year's Day at home. Raptors inbound from the near sideline, trailing by 8. Barnes gets it into Siakam. Pascal into the paint, going at Bogdanovic. Went left, comes back right, lays it in. So a quick bucket there. It only took about 4 seconds. Raptors down by 6. Pressure in the backcourt, obviously, as they need a steal. Pistons get it into Cunningham, and the Raptors take the foul right away.
Well, nobody on the passer. Knox having a free look to get that ball to Cunningham.
Cunningham.
You remember in the second quarter, Eric, when I said it was like a 6-point game?
Yeah,
I said
it felt
it's
like
dangerous
12
here.
or 14. Yep.
And I said, you got to be careful because, team makes a break. Low scoring game. It's picked up since, but Detroit just played with the lead that entire time.
Cunningham hits the first free throw, 119-112. Detroit's last victory, October 28th.
I thought it was 27th. Yeah, 28th.
28th. They beat the Bulls.
Wow.
118-102. They won on the 27th and 28th on back-to-back nights, beating Charlotte and Chicago.
So that's how they became 2-1.
Yep.
Winning a back-to-back, and then they don't win till the last game of the calendar year. Wow. If it's over then.
Raptors down 8, 49 seconds to play. Trent straight away, triple no good, rebound to Duren. And Barnes takes a quick foul. So again, it was October 28th, more than 2 months ago, that the Pistons last won. And if you scan their schedule and look back at their games, there have been a couple of close ones, at least in terms of the final score. That's not to say that there weren't games that were close at some juncture, like a couple of nights ago against Boston. A couple of 6-point losses, another 6-point loss in overtime to Detroit. That's actually been the sort of magic number. 3 or 4, I believe. I just did a quick scan. 6-point losses. Nothing else was closer than 6, at least in terms of the final tally. And tonight, the Pistons lead by 10 with 44.8 seconds to go. Where's Reggie Miller? Where's Tracy McGrady? The Raptors need a miracle. Schroeder in the lane, bumped, bucket, and a 3-point opportunity coming for Dennis Schroeder. If you're Monty Williams, you got to be scratching your head saying to your guys, like, just play defense, but don't take the foul. Get out of the way.
No fouls. Just like the clock is our friend right now. .4 seconds to play. 1:14, make it 1:15.
for the Raptors, but they're down 7. 122-115 is the score. Knox will inbound on the baseline. The Raptors again not guarding the pass. They get it into Bogdanovich. They had him pinned on the baseline. They get the steal. Schroeder to Barnes for the dunk. The Raptors down 5. 33.9 seconds to play. Pressure again. Knox gets it in to Duren, and the Raptors quickly, smartly take the foul on Duren. Again, he shoots only 62% on the season, but he is 4 for 4 tonight.
Oh, they did a great job, and that's, something that happened last night against Boston. They called Siakam for a foul, and Pascal looked at the ref and said, we weren't trying to foul. In situations like this, you want the trap, and it's the bad pass out of the trap that gets you the basket or the steal, and in this subsequent case for the Raptors, the basket.
Duren at the stripe. He's been clutch tonight. Will it continue? First one, up and clean. Man, give him credit. Came into the game shooting 61.8%, and he's a perfect 5 of 5. 17 points, 17 rebounds.
His stroke looks pretty good. I don't know how he's only 60%.
Second one, clean. Raptors get it in. Schroeder out on the wing far side. Up fake, goes back out to Barnes. Barnes drives, fouled, and to the free throw line he will go with 25.1 seconds remaining. Raptors down 124-117. Scotty with a big fourth quarter. The fourth quarter has been his best quarter all season, but they certainly could have used his production earlier in the game. I'm going to say it again, Jonesy. Free throws.
Yeah.
Scotty hits the first one, but I look down and the Raptors have 3 more field goal makes, shooting basically the exact same percentage as the Pistons, but they have been outscored by 10 at the free throw line, and they trail by 5 in the game.
Got to make free throws. It is the little things. They only turned the ball over 8 times tonight. They're shooting 50%. As you said, they've got more field goal makes, but the little things. The Raptors have yet to win a game this year when they've out-rebounded the opponent, except for opening night, and they're being out-rebounded tonight.
124-119. The Raptors trailing with 25.1 seconds to play. The final game of 2023 for both teams, as the Raptors will get set for one home game on New Year's Day against the Cavaliers before heading out on a 6-game road trip. In a sense, it'll be a fresh start for the Raptors with the new players coming in, Quickly and Barrett, but they'll be starting that new season, that fresh start, quote unquote, potentially 8 games below 500.
Detroit advancing the ball on the timeout.
And then they throw it into the backcourt. Burks to Ivy, who is quickly fouled by Pascal Siakam.
Can I chime in again?
Oh, yeah. I know you don't love it.
No, you don't love it. I absolutely despise that rule. It's the only place in basketball, high school, NCAA, it's the only place where you can FIBA, where you can advance the ball and then throw it into the backcourt.
To me, it would be an easy fix too, Jonesy. I mean, aside from saying you're not allowed, just make them inbound the ball right at the line then on the other side of the half, in the backcourt. You've essentially still advanced the ball as close to half as you can without going over half. So then, okay, yeah, you want to throw in the backcourt, fine, but you still got to get across them.
Yeah.
Both free throws good for Ivy. Raptors down 7, 24 seconds to play. Schroeder picks it up. Splits defenders, goes down Main Street, kicks the pass into the near corner. Pascal triple is good. There's still life, folks. It's a 4-point game. 17 seconds to go. Ivy having trouble getting it in.
See the difference, Eric? On that play, the Raptors guarded the inbounder. Schroeder was right in front of Jaden Ivey, shadowing the ball. His hands, wherever the ball went, his hands were there. And you could see the panic in Ivy's face, and he called a timeout. Look, we're both football fans. There's nothing like the pressure on the quarterback when he's back there running around scrambling for his life. I think it's the same principle here.
Pascal Siakam with a big triple. He's got 35 points in the ball game and a perfect 2 of 2 from distance. I continue to harp on it, folks. I apologize if I sound like a broken record. I look down at a Raptor team shooting 50% from the floor with 4 more field goals, with 1 less triple, but yet still shooting 48% from distance. But they have been outscored by 11 at the free throw line. Detroit with 32 free throws made, and Toronto with 21. And it's a 4-point lead for Detroit.
Well, you still got 17 seconds. It's a 2-possession game. You need
another steal.
Another steal or
missed free throw, something.
Free throw, yeah. But right here, again, pressuring the ball, and I'd go for a quick trap. They got a foul on Scotty Barnes, it looks like, before the ball came in, which makes it 1 shot and then the ball again.
Foul on Toronto Raptor, number 4, Scotty Barnes.
The play's under review to determine if the foul is before or after the release of the throw-in.
Well, the ball was in the air.
Depends
on
when
Mitchell Irvin blew the whistle.
Yeah, it was blowing the whistle. Like that, you can't see.
And there was contact from Scotty.
Yeah. I mean, you are trying to get a steal, so you have to be guarding him that closely.
Tell you what, from the other angle we saw, though, Bogdanovich did a pretty good job of sticking both his arms in front of Scotty to make it look worse, Jonesy. Like, Bogdanovich is holding on to Barnes.
Yeah.
He actually has more of a hold on Barnes than Barnes has on him. So he did a good job of selling the contact and really embellishing it. He wrapped his left arm around Scotty and bear hugged him and then pushed off.
I wonder if you can review that.
Oh, I highly doubt it.
Hey, hold on a second. I wonder if Darko challenges, says, look, here's what was happening. He was grabbing my guy. That might be worth a review if you're Toronto.
Scotty had the left arm around Bogdanovich, the right arm extended. The right arm actually got a steal
for sure
and knocked the ball away. But it was Bogdanovich who had both arms wrapped around Barnes.
That's how you teach a deny. When you teach kids to deny, if the guy's on your left side, your left ear is in his chest and your right arm is in the passing lane. Opposite on the other side. If he's standing on your right ear in his chest and your left
Barnes
arm
is grabbing the jersey of Bogdanovich prior to the release of the throw-in. Therefore, it'll be away from the play foul. Any player in Detroit in the game at that time will shoot 1 free throw. The game clock will be reset to 17 seconds.
Well, there you have it. They say because of the jersey grab of Barnes, it is a foul before the ball was inbounded, so any player can shoot, and then the Pistons get the ball. So any hope might be out the door now, but we shall see. No time came off the clock, so it still sits at 17 seconds. Bogdanovich goes to the free throw line. And misses. Ooh, all right.
That's big.
That's big, so it's kind of like the play didn't happen now.
Yep.
Play some defense again on the inbound and see if you can get the steal. Bogdanovich came into the game shooting a hair under 76% at the stripe. And that was his first miss of the game at the line.
Not sure what Tyler Ford and Mitchell Irvin are talking about now.
Burks to do the honors.
Called a foul right away on Siakam. Might have actually done the Raptors a favor. I mean, they wouldn't be able to get a trap, but a trap now kills some time, right? So Jaden Ivey had just missed 2 free throws. You put him on the line now.
He's 7 of 10 in the ball game, but as Jonesy just mentioned, did just miss a couple. Knocks down the first one. Rough night for him from the floor. 1 of 5, but now with 8 free throws made, still up to 11 points in the ball game. His only field goal, a triple. 5 rebounds, 4 assists for Ivey. Started the season coming off the bench, and over the last couple of weeks has become a starter for this team. Second free throw is good. The lead is 6. Toronto gets it in. Schroeder lets the ball roll out towards center. Now the clock starts. Schroeder sees a gap, goes to the pin. He's bumped into the free throw line. He will go.
Yeah, he was trying to get the and one, leaning in. Schroeder very good at that. Takes off and reverses the footwork for a conventional right-hand layup. So instead of right-left up, he goes left-right up, and he jumps off the same foot corresponding to the arm and the hand where he's going to shoot it, and that allows him to lean in.
Schroeder, first free throw is good.
It's still a two-possession game.
128, 123, 13.6 seconds to play. Second free throw is good. No timeouts. So the Pistons inbound on the baseline, and again, they're not guarding the inbound. Pascal with his back turned. Detroit gets it in. Ivy. Why didn't they take the foul?
Well, they had Livers in the corner and didn't take the foul. You know, Ivy was sitting on his backside, sitting on his wallet when he made the pass.
Jonesy Siakam with 5 fouls, I guess maybe didn't want to pick up his 6th, but they just wasted an extra 5 seconds. And it's Livers. You could have easily put him on the free throw line. He shoots 60% on the season. If there was any glimmer of hope, it was right there. You could have taken the foul. I'd have to recheck, but I want to say there was at least 10 seconds on the clock still. But Pascal didn't take the foul, allowed the Pistons to advance the ball. Now you send Bogdanovic to the line, and even if he hits or misses, you don't have time. He goes 1 of 2. Triple for Trent. No good. Yes, it is. It rolls off the front of the rim. 1 second remains. The Raptors down 2. Pistons got to get the ball in. Raptors need a steal and a heave right away. They throw it towards center. Bogdanovic grabs it, and the game is over. They needed that time. The Raptors did not manage the clock well at all, and they probably would not have won the game anyway, but they left crucial minutes and let it just slide, and they lose the ball game 129-127.
Yeah, they made the push a little bit too late. I mean, different guys stepped up at different points, but we're going to point to the free throw shooting. Detroit, 35 of 40 from the line.
And 12 more free throws made.
Yeah. Detroit made more free throws than the Raptors even attempted. And then the rebounding. Out-rebounded 41-33. That'll do it.
Raptors lose 129-127. We'll take the break, come back with final stats and more on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590.
Georgia faces Alabama A&M on XM 390, Internet 980. 7 p.m. FGCU faces Florida Atlantic on Sirius 210, XM 203 and Internet 966. 7 p.m. Houston Cougars take on Penn on Sirius 161, XM 199 and Internet 953. 7 p.m., Texas A&M takes on Prairie View A&M on Sirius 85, XM 191 and Internet 962. 7 p.m., West Virginia takes on Ohio State with the West Virginia feed on XM 392, Internet 982, Ohio State on XM and Internet 372. 9 p.m., Auburn takes on Chattanooga on XM 384, Internet 974. 10 p.m., Oregon State faces USC, the Oregon State feed on XM and Internet 373, USC on XM 385, Internet 975. In NCAA college football, 4 p.m., Florida State takes on Georgia, the Florida State feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84, Georgia on Sirius XM and Internet channels 82, national feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 80. 4:30 p.m., Wyoming takes on Toledo, with the Wyoming feed on XM 383, Internet 973, Toledo on XM 382, Internet 972. In NCAA college women's basketball, 4 p.m. Penn State faces Michigan State on XM and Internet 372. 8 p.m. LSU takes on Jacksonville on Sirius 119, XM 190 and Internet 961. 8 p.m. UCLA takes on USC on XM and Internet 373. In the NFL, 8:15 p.m. Dallas Cowboys take on the Detroit Lions. Cowboys on Sirius 83, XM 225 and Internet 808. Lions on Sirius 82, XM 226 and Internet 810. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 88, Spanish feed on Sirius 109, XM 227 and Internet 832. In the NHL, 5 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Sabres on XM 219, Internet 923. Blue Jackets on Internet 928. 7 p.m. Florida Panthers face the Montreal Canadiens. Panthers on XM 221, Internet 932. Canadiens on Internet 935. 7 p.m. Pittsburgh Penguins face the St. Louis Blues. Penguins on XM 222, Internet 942. Blues on Internet 945. 7 p.m. Washington Capitals take on the Nashville Predators. Capitals on XM 207, Internet 950. Predators on Internet 936. 7 p.m. Boston Bruins take on the New Jersey Devils. Bruins on XM 220, Internet 922. Devils on Internet 937. 7 p.m. Tampa Bay Lightning take on the New York Rangers. Lightning on XM 223, Internet 946. Rangers on Internet 939. 7 p.m. Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Leafs on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 947. Hurricanes on Internet 925.
Sirius XM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
For Sirius XM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton. You know, Novak Djokovic has become only the third person to hold all 4 Grand Slam tennis titles at one time. 2 players have completed that feat in a calendar year. Only one has done it twice. His name, Rod Laver. In 1962, he competed as an amateur and became the first player since Don Budge in 1938 to complete the calendar slam. His hardest test came on clay, winning 3 straight 5-setters en route to the French Open title. In all, there were 22 wins for Laver in 1962. Now, until 1968, pros were not allowed to play in Grand Slam tournaments. When that rule was changed, the Open era began. This, of course, meant Laver was banned from the majors for 5 years of his career. But once the doors opened for professionals, he burst onto the Grand Slam scene. He won the first Wimbledon of the Open era in 1968, defeating top-ranked amateur Arthur Ashe in the semifinal in straight sets, then went on to win the final. Laver would win a total of 11 Grand Slams as both a pro and an amateur at this time, despite being banned from Grand Slam play for 5 of his best years. He won 6 doubles Grand Slams, 3 mixed doubles titles, and he also led his Australian team to 5 Davis Cup victories. One of the best, an icon in Rod Laver. For Sirius XM Sports, I'm Ryan Pate.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.